Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you guys so much for joining us. Today has been a crazy day. I'm probably coming in a little too hot. I'm sorry if I'm screaming into everybody's ear. I will try to not scream at everybody. I'm so sorry. Matt is here. Matt was kind enough to fill in for Zach. Zach is down in San Diego for TwitchCon. Am I spiking?
No.
Oh, okay, cool.
You guys should scoot to your left a couple inches.
Okay.
I did it!
Hey, Matt figured it out.
We didn't need anyone's help to figure out this stand.
We don't need Zach yelling at us.
We did it.
It's fine.
We got our coffee. Guys, it's comics and coffee.
I know, man. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate you filling in. It was great having you last week.
Yeah.
Thank God you got to read a lot more comics than I did.
Yeah, I got to take work a half day today, which I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. So I got to read all my comics.
Nice.
And prep for this. And I got a little cafecito.
Thank God, because I barely got a chance to get through anything. It's literally just Lucas and I running everything, and between having to make sure that like Zach and Malika are set up for San Diego, setting up for this show, setting up for downstairs for Rat Queens later.
Preparing for this weekend's hyperdrive.
Prepare for this weekend's hyperdrive, which starts at noon. It will be 12 hours of fun and games. There's just a lot happening this week, so it's kind of nuts. So thankfully, Matt was able to read a lot more comics than I was able to. I literally didn't. I'm just gonna say this at the top. I did not get to finish X-Men Powers of 10, and I'm really sad because I started and it was really, really good.
We could probably finish it on stream if you want. I don't think you have much left.
We might be able to.
Yeah,
I don't know how much was left. You were here last night and you brought me a little gift.
I did.
Should I go get it?
Yeah, go get it.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Honestly, dude, like I got this because a friend was like clearing out his space, and I was like, "What? Like, I'll take that." And I was like, "You know what? Like, I feel like Adam would really like this." So I brought it to Adam, and I got the best response I could have imagined. I didn't think, like, yeah, it's a huge. Check it out. I'll let it do its. Yeah, check it out. Dang. Yeah, I like it like that. Yeah, baby.
Dude, the official poster for Chef. This behemoth of a poster. I love this movie. Matt and I talk about Chef all the time.
And it's like top 5 for me, for sure. For sure. I know it's massive, right, Argyle?
It's huge. I love the movie so much. Ever since I saw that and I saw Jon Favreau making a grilled cheese sandwich,
dude,
it's changed my life.
I mean, it's all like in the sound on that and
the
just
crunch when he cuts.
Oh man,
you're like, oh my god, it's so good.
Yeah, man, I'm glad you liked it. I'm really glad you enjoyed it.
It's one of the best gifts I've ever gotten.
That's really sweet. I'm so happy. That makes it so worth it. You know, it makes it so worth it. You love it so much.
And I'm glad I love Emily, but she has a tendency to spoil surprises. And she kept on like, and then Bert didn't know that I didn't know that you were getting this for me.
Yeah. And
he was like, oh, that's the thing, the poster, and I was like, don't ruin it, anyone. So yeah, I didn't get spoiled, so I got to be genuinely surprised last night.
You know, I love this poster because it's the theatrical poster.
Yeah.
And I always thought that John Leguizamo looks like so like photoshopped in or something. Like he's the only one like
he's got a new show in LA.
He does. Or it's at the La Jolla Playhouse, right?
No, I think it travels, but I think right now it's in Los Angeles.
Oh, there's 2 because there's one that he's actually debuting in La Jolla Playhouse in San Diego, and there's the one that has already been on Broadway. It's like Latin history for morons.
Yeah. I've seen little clips of it. I've seen like on YouTube. It looks so good. I really want to go.
Yeah.
I think Emily and I might try to get tickets for October or November because I think it's here till then, and then I think in the new year it goes to San Diego for X amount of time.
Yeah, it's on Netflix too, isn't it?
Is it?
I think he did a special. I think he recorded it. I'll have to check it out.
I guess I could just watch on Netflix, but if there's like a meet and greet, that would be awesome. Because John Leguizamo seems like one of the nicest, coolest dudes.
Yeah.
Right?
He really does.
He does.
He gets it.
Also, Matt brought coffee.
Yeah.
Because what kind of a show would it be without coffee?
Yeah, man. Last week I thought we were going to be comics and coffee, but I was like, where's the coffee? You know?
Where's the coffee?
I'm a little jazzed up. Guys, this is pumpkin cream cold brew.
Dang!
From Starbucks.
Matt getting fancy.
I did a new thing. I was like, I'm not going to do pumpkin spice that much this year. I'm going to do on special occasions.
Yeah.
And this is a special occasion. So,
damn.
Yeah.
Matt knows how to make a boy feel good.
Yeah.
I also got some new Blu-rays. And I've never opened these up yet. Matt just brought these from downstairs. So we're unboxing.
Oh, what did you get?
Which I never do on this show.
Oh, what? 4K of that?
Oh, damn. Pan's Labyrinth in 4K.
Dude, that's awesome.
I'm not sure exactly what day this is coming out. The only disappointing thing about it that I will say was I'm sure the 4K looks really good. Part of me wonders if the Criterion edition will look nicer.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Criterion put a lot more effort into restoring it. I think this 4K, I don't think this was like rescanned or anything. But whatever, I'm still super excited to watch this. I'm trying to see when it comes out. Street date is October 1st, so just in a couple weeks it'll be out. So I got that, and then I got another thing. This is like one of those nice, like, I hate saying it, influencer perks sometimes.
Yeah, man.
The studios are like, hey, we know you love physical media. You're one of the last 10 people in the world who likes it. Oh,
Yeah.
what the hell? I got 2 copies.
Oh!
There you
Dang.
go. Maybe we'll do a giveaway.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do a giveaway.
I mean, that's a sweet giveaway,
That's
dude.
a sweet giveaway.
I didn't even know they were doing this as a 4K release.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, just look out for my social media, Twitter, Instagram, and I'll tweet out and I'll figure out a way and we'll do a giveaway for one of these. Why not?
Dang.
I don't need to.
Yeah.
Someone
that's
else,
awesome.
it'll have a nice new home. Or maybe I'll just like hand it over to Matt at the end of the show and be like, hey man, just have it.
Oh, that'd be sweet. That would be super sweet.
So what else is new?
Well, I heard that Hulu isn't doing the Ghost Rider. They pulled Ghost Rider out of Hulu. They're not going to be doing it, which I think is a huge bummer because I love that the Robbie Reyes take on Ghost Rider. I think he was awesome at Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
They did a really good job with the visual effects for him on that show.
That season was probably one of my favorite seasons too.
Yeah.
That one, it was LMD's and it was Ghost. It was like Ghost. The Ghost stuff, then it went into LMD. No, the program. Then went to the program, which I think is LMD's. Yeah, and then that season was tight because it was like robots and demons.
Interesting.
It was awesome.
Yeah,
It was
I
awesome.
haven't watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I think I stopped at like season 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people have told me, I think you included, that it's progressively gotten better and better and better and better and better.
Yeah, I didn't watch the last season because I feel like where they went to the future and like they were on the Kree ship. I thought that season wrapped up the series nicely.
Oh.
I didn't like what they did. I don't really like. I feel like the premise for the last season is like
And now we're getting a last season, and it's like, did we need it?
Yeah. I mean, I'll probably watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, I committed this far, but I don't know. I feel like that season, it's the end of season 5, I think it was. That was like, I thought it was a really good ending. So
Yeah. Interesting. I know. I think at some point I would like to sit down and like binge all 7.
Yeah, like do it from start to finish. Dude,
Yeah.
for real.
We were talking about, were you
I was there
on Hyper Heroes, right?
Yeah.
We were talking about how it would be awesome if Disney Plus had the ability, if they were to eventually put Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on Disney Plus, where you could start with Iron Man, go all the way through, but then when it's supposed to be like Agent Carter, you go in Agent Carter. When it's supposed to be Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
That'd be really cool.
Runaway.
You could have
all
a
that
really
stuff.
fun like map overlay too of like the journey. It's like I can
know.
imagine it as like a little solar system with like Iron Man, and then you go from there.
Well,
you know?
especially with like the which I don't know, the Netflix stuff I feel like is going to live on Netflix, or the Marvel Netflix will live on there for a while.
Yeah.
And then I don't imagine it going to Disney Plus. I imagine that going to Hulu.
Yeah.
But I don't know how that whole thing works. Like, I think that's like a really messy legal thing.
Yeah, a lot of legal stuff for sure.
Yeah, but like in a perfect world, if you could like go from Avengers, and at some point, I don't know exactly when Daredevil starts, but it's after the invasion of the Chitauri and the Avengers.
Yeah.
But I don't know how specific they get, other than just like dating stuff like 2016, 2017. But it would be cool if you could like just go through all these different things and then make your way eventually to Endgame and Spider-Man Far From Home, which that for sure won't be on.
Did you?
Well, I don't know.
Have you seen they released a director's cut of Spider-Man Far From Home? Did you go back to the theater to see that?
I didn't. I wasn't really. I liked going back to the theater to see Avengers Endgame. Mm-hmm. I thought the deleted scene that they put in at the end was cool, but it wasn't really enough for me to want to go then see Spider-Man again.
Yeah.
Because some of the stuff was in the trailers, which was fine, but I don't know. Yeah, there was just nothing was pulling me to go watch it again.
I get that.
I saw it twice. Yeah. I think I saw it twice.
And we're so close to like the digital and then the physical copy.
I know.
So.
Yeah, it's crazy because they're already talking about it comes out on. I think actually some people already got the physical copy early.
Oh, really?
Because I think it comes out at the beginning of or midway through October, and some people got it super super early, and it's already out on digital.
Dang.
So yeah, the windows are so short now.
Yeah.
Between the theatrical. I'm sure it's still playing, even like at Universal probably.
Yeah, it probably is.
The windows are so short for movies nowadays. It's crazy.
Yeah, it really is, man. It's a bummer. But speaking of Avengers, I got to do a screening. I went to a screening.
Right.
And I keep forgetting to talk to you about it. I'm glad we're doing it here because I haven't had a chance to talk to you about it. So I went to Avengers, a screening of Avengers Endgame with Q&A from the Russo brothers afterwards. And over in Malibu, it was kind of weird, to be honest, because like
Matt going hella fancy on us.
it was like it's very sad because Malibu, because of the fires, they don't have any movie theaters now.
Right.
So they actually turned this Jewish synagogue into like a secret movie club kind of thing.
No way.
Where the people who like do the blow up like street food cinema and stuff like that, they put this on for the community there.
Oh wow.
And they'll bring in like guests to come and talk. I guess like Jack Black and Kyle Gass came on for another one before. So they do the screening. So I got to go to the screening because my friend works for the company that puts it on.
Yeah.
And it was kind of weird because they did it like 3 p.m. and there was still light bleeding through the windows and stuff like that. So it wasn't like the best. The sound like went out in the middle of it. And I was like, this is real weird.
Yeah.
And all the people there were all like older, like they were like wives of filmmakers. You know what I'm saying? Like
it felt like a very internal screening.
It was very strange. It was very strange. And then when we get to the Q&A, the questions weren't even questions about like the film or the process or anything like that. There was like the one woman raised her hand, like my husband was the director of It's a Mad Mad World, and we're doing a screening at the Cinerama Dome, and you have to come. You have to go. Like that was the majority of the comments and like questions. I'm like, this is weird. So I asked a question, and I got odd. I know, isn't it weird?
That is so. Why would you host a screening like that and then to be part of the Q&A and for people to not ask you about the process of making the movie?
Yeah, it was weird.
That's so strange.
The most interesting part was that they just kind of started the whole thing off by talking. You know what I'm saying? Like they got into it, and something that I'd learned I wanted to share with you was about their filming process and the way that the Russos do things, which I feel I was like kind of shocked to hear how they did it because you wouldn't hear this in any other production. First off, what they do for when they're shooting scenes, it's great for the actor. It's like phenomenal for the actor to just really stay immersed and stay in it. They don't cut.
I have a feeling I know what you're going to say, and it's going to make my skin crawl.
So, man, like they don't cut on the scenes. They just direct. They keep going and they keep going. Then what happens is there's between Infinity War and Endgame, there's 22 days of footage that an editor has to go through and pull footage from that. So that's their process. So those movies would not happen if it weren't for the editors and the assistant editors pulling like this usable scenes. Like how a film usually does stuff, guys, is like you cut and then like you have a scriptie who's taking notes as to like, oh, use this take because this take was good. But if you're like rolling nonstop, it's hard to find the slate and the time to pull that from as an editor. So I found that incredibly strange in the film world. So, that's how they filmed all of the Endgame and Infinity War. 22 days, man. 22 days of footage that they had to go because they just kept rolling.
This is why this is such a hard thing to like. It's a tough conversation to have because it's a two-way street, right? The advantage of shooting digitally is you have the unlimited. You have almost an unlimited amount of like real estate to shoot. Yeah. The problem is you get 22 days of footage, and if I'm the editor of that movie, I want to hurt someone. Yeah. Because that's terrible.
Granted, it helps when you are editing for Marvel Studios, where you're probably making that editor's probably making
of course
bank, but man.
And I'm sure the team of AEs that they have, the assistant editors, is probably got to be pretty big.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Like, you can't have like one or two main. I think the movie has 2 editors credited, so I can't imagine that those 2 editors don't have at least 5 people assistant on editors, each team
just pooling. You know what I mean? Just like
that's wild.
Yeah, it's crazy. I thought that was like a crazy fact. So yeah,
that's insane. Like we talk about how much stuff we shoot here, and we shoot 3 hours per RPG, and then this show is 2 hours. Hyper Heroes is like an hour usually. Then we have like we go through what we think is so much footage every week, and not that we have to edit all of it, but sometimes we take stuff, we put it on YouTube, or like Hyper Heroes have to go in and sometimes have to trim stuff out, add a bunch of graphics. I can't imagine having to go through 22 days of footage between 2 movies, then having all of that stuff go into like to an assistant editor, then to the editor, where they can stitch it all together onto one main timeline that then gets routed to post-production for like roto and like 3D modeling and my god.
Yeah, man. So that movie, I have like so much praise for those editors, and it makes sense. Like, and they said like we wanted the actors to be like give the best that they could. So of course it's like it's a give and take. So you're gonna lose something here, but you got a great performance because a lot of the stuff like RDJ always liked to surprise himself. They said, so he would always do things slightly different each take. And like that's where you find these little fun clips and stuff like that. So
that's nuts. Like I would love to have like access to that vault of footage.
Yeah.
And just see how much bullshit is on.
Yeah, man.
It's gotta be so much just like non-usable crap.
Yeah.
And it's like to have all of that, and it's that, and then also once you sort of figure out, like once your AEs and your team of editors, they go through all the footage and they sort of like splice it up into pieces.
Yeah.
Do you keep everything? Do you just take the snippet? Do you just take like the actual takes and make those a part of your archive?
I don't know.
Oh my god.
I don't know.
That's nuts.
And the amount of memory in that cloud, or that that data.
Kevin Feige wasn't kidding when they said they have a vault now.
For real.
Dude.
Yeah. So I thought that was fun. I asked a question.
Yeah.
And I thought that like the MC was pretty bad. And I think he was confused. I thought it was a good question because no one was asking questions. But I asked him like if there was if like everything was owned under one house, if there was a character. Like I said, don't. I know there's already. Like I said, I prefaced it by saying there's already so many characters. But if in the beginning process, if you had everyone under one house, all the characters, is there someone you would have brought in as a key player or someone you would want to work with? And they were all like really weird about it. And I'm like, oh well.
Did they even give you an answer?
Like the guy was like the MC who was hosting it like didn't understand me or something. And then like they were like, well, I guess Silver Surfer's a big guy. I'm like, all right, but. At the end of the day, I don't think like they're necessarily comic book fans. They're just good storytellers, I think Kevin Feige would probably give you a better answer.
Yeah.
But
Kevin Feige, I feel like has answers for everything.
Yeah, exactly.
You could literally ask what color would this character suit be, and he'd be like, "Well, let's explain it to you." So in the comic book, like he'd probably give you like a very thought out answer.
Yeah.
Which just goes to show how great of a producer he is, and how good of like a front-facing figure and representative of Marvel Studios he is.
In hindsight, I wish I asked him a question about like their time on Community or something. But I was kind of bummed because they didn't give me. They were kind of weirded out by my question. I'm like, I feel like this is a good question, but
especially if all the other questions are just about nonsense.
There was one other guy before me that's like, I'm a big Marvel fan. I watch all the movies and the comics, and my next question is, what's next? And I'm like, dude. Are you kidding me?
Their own studio. They're doing their own thing.
Yeah, and also, like, there's a whole slate of movies and TV shows. Like, if you're a big Marvel fan, dude, like, what do you mean what's next? Like, they literally have announced it all.
Yeah, they announced the next, like, 3 years of Marvel. Yeah. And then the Russo brothers, who have Agbo Studios, at Comic-Con, they announced a slate of, like, 8 projects they're working on.
Yeah.
Including the Thomas Crown Affair with Michael B. Jordan. Mm-hmm. It was like, do you use the internet?
Yeah.
Do you online? I don't know.
I don't know, man.
That's so strange. Yeah. That's cool, though. Was it a pretty packed screening or no?
It was weird, man. It was like maybe like 60 people.
Okay.
And like it was just a weird time, to be honest. But like it was cool to like meet them and stuff like that.
Oh, you got to meet them?
But I just like shook his hand, but they said like no pictures and stuff, and I'm like, that's fine. Like,
okay. Was it both Russo brothers or just one?
It was both, and then the 2 head writers whose names.
Oh, Marcus and McFeely.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they were there too. They were the ones that were kind of snarky.
How do you have 60 people in a room and no one can ask good questions?
I don't know.
All 4 of those people.
I don't know. It was so weird, Adam. I wish you were there because it was so weird.
That's like the gold medal of Q&As. That's like what you would want as a fan.
Yeah, dude. Like, I don't know.
Weird.
It was real strange. It was real intimate, and the people around me were very strange.
That's like when we go to and like look, I get it. Comic-Con is already crazy and nuts, but it's like when we go to Hall H and people ask very, very, very long-winded and awkward questions. Yeah. And I'm like, why? Yeah. And I think a lot of it is because the people who moderate those lines, they don't work for the company.
They're volunteers.
So like they don't know how to necessarily like pick what's the best question. They're like, okay, well, that's a question that's reasonable. So okay, as opposed to like it being a person who like works for the company, who can be like, right. Think of something else. Think of something more creative. Like that's a weird question.
Yeah, but it was weird, but it was cool.
Yeah,
it was weird but cool.
Weird but cool.
And then we got really bad seafood after. It was just a weird day.
No.
Yeah, me and Kate were like, that was weird.
Where was the seafood place so I know where to avoid?
We went to this place in Malibu that was down the street from the synagogue that was supposed to be really good.
Okay.
And like it was just really deep fried, but like it was like I couldn't taste the fish. You know what I'm saying? There was like, too much fried.
Can I be honest with you? I don't think I've been to Malibu since the 90s.
Yeah.
I've never been to Malibu since I've lived here. Never.
The nice part of Malibu is like go into the like the forest area. Like there's the hills before you get to the PCH, and the like hills. There's like a bunch of great hikes, and you can go cliff jumping. Me and my friends used to go cliff jumping there, man. You go on a little hike and you climb the cliff and you jump into a bunch of like cool water in the spring. It's great. It's great.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah, I would like to. I've heard they do like the wine tasting tours.
Oh, they do that.
Yeah, I've heard it's fun.
Yeah.
I like wine. I'm not like that crazy into it, so I'm like, all right, maybe I'll go.
I enjoy a fine wine.
A fine wine.
Yeah, I've become more.
We should just call the show "Fine Wine and Comics."
Fine wine.
Fine wine and comics.
On Wednesday.
Why is Zach calling me? One moment. Hi, you're live on air. Okay. Should I put you on speakerphone? Zach's on speaker.
Okay. Where should I go to get a burrito?
Zach, there's only one answer. Well, there technically could be two, depending on where you are.
Yeah.
So Zach's asking, he's in San Diego, and he wants to know where to go get a California burrito or a burrito.
It needs to be a California burrito, but you must remember, I am dairy free.
Sure, just ask him for no cheese and no sour cream.
Add extra salsa or something.
The place that you guys usually claim is the best, that we always get at Comic-Con, every time I get one and it has no cheese and no sour cream, it's kind of a crappy burrito.
I'm gonna punch you in the balls when you get
Zach,
home.
Zach, go to Lucha. I'm sorry. I think because Zach can't do dairy, I think Lucha's the best bet.
Because Lucha Libre has other ingredients other than all that stuff. Yeah. I would get the Surf and Turf California.
Yeah, the Surf and Turf Cali.
Surf and Turf California, and just make sure
dairy free. They're pretty good about it.
Yeah, they're pretty good about it there.
Joe, no joke. Surf and Turf, and then tell Malika to try it with the cilantro crema.
Yeah.
You can't eat that, but the cilantro crema
sounds so good.
You can't have it, baby boy. Not for you, Zach.
But it comes with like nice plump shrimp, dude.
Way more on this.
Who?
I trust you. I trust Matt's opinion way more on this, so that's why I wanted to call. We were both on the air.
Ah, thanks, man.
Fuck you, Zach.
You're in the zoo, right? Because there's two locations. You're in North Park?
Balboa Park, but they can just go to North Park.
North Park's gonna have no wait. It's what's today? Wednesday? Oh,
Wednesday.
Both won't have a wait.
Yeah, that's true. You can go to either location, North Park or the one that's near Old Town, next to Old Town.
Okay.
That's off of Washington.
Off of Washington, yeah.
It's called Lucha?
Lucha Libre.
Lucha Libre. All right, I'm going to do it.
Cool.
Sweet.
Bye.
Hey, bye.
Fucker.
Lucha Libre is the best. Lucha is like, it's like a little fancier, and then Lolita's is like OG. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Fuck whatever he said. Lolita's burritos are delicious.
They are so good.
Just because Zach has tummy problems doesn't mean that I don't get to enjoy what I love.
Dude, honestly,
but Lucha Libre,
oh.
Look, if I have the option between Lolita's California Burrito or the Lucha Libre Surf in California, I'm cool with either one.
Yeah, me too.
At that point, it's about what location am I closest to.
That's exactly, yeah.
Right?
Exactly. Those are your two bets in San Diego.
Yeah.
And then if you're by SDSU, go to Trujillo's and get the Sigma Chi Crunch Wrap.
They actually just opened a Lolita's by SDSU.
Are you kidding me? What?
Mm-hmm.
Man, they have a Trader Joe's
Game changer,
now.
baby!
It's like they got all the good stuff when
San Diego's spoiled.
Yeah, dude, dang. But the Sigma Chi Crunch Wrap is like a Taco Bell Crunch Wrap, but like good and
really?
the size of your face. And they put like good carne asada, fries, sour cream, guac, and then like wrap it up and grill it. It's like a California burrito as like a Crunch Wrap. It's awesome. I'm really hungry.
We got to do the show from San Diego one week,
dude. For real?
Can we just randomly just go to like?
We should just do it away,
we should just do it at Lucha Libre.
Honestly, they'd be down.
They have those.
They have the golden booth. We just call them. Yeah.
Free marketing for Lucha Libre. All right.
I just growled. I just like my stomach legit just growled. That was wow.
Here's the obsession. Here's why we have this obsession with California burritos. They're amazing and they suck in LA.
They are so bad.
They're
here.
so terrible.
They try. Look, I love a good LA burrito. Like there's it's like an LA style, you know.
Yeah.
It's the classic LA style is carne asada or whatever meat, pastor or whatever with like rice and like whole pinto beans. You know what I'm saying? And salsa. But the California burritos in LA, they literally just make the LA style burrito and add fries in it, and it's like not that good. Yeah, it's like
rice and like beans, and I've seen like melted cheese and lettuce and tomato. I'm like, oh my, ow, it hurts.
Yeah, Blizzardy in the Twitch chat says they ain't lying. We're not. We know our burritos. See now that's a Lolita's burrito. That's Lolita's, dude, isn't that?
Why would you not want this in your tummy? French fries, meat, cheese, sour cream.
See, it's simple. It's a simplicity, but it's so much care. It's so much care for each individual ingredient.
If you want to treat yourself, for sure throw in some guacamole. And then most like burrito or taco places you go to have incredible salsas.
Oh, the salsas in San Diego are just
the cilantro crema.
Oh, dude, at Lucha Libre, you gotta get that. It pairs with the meat and the shrimp really well. I'm crying. I'm about to shed a tear. I'm shedding a tear, not just for me, because I know it's Hector's birthday and he can't have one right now.
I know.
Dang.
We should just go to San Diego, do the show there, and then just like you just eat burritos.
Yeah.
Man, that is my one thing that I definitely miss about living in LA is not having California burritos. But when I go to San Diego, it really makes me appreciate the little things that like I love about San Diego.
Me too, man.
You know?
I was there this last weekend for a wedding, and me and my girl went and met with an old friend who's getting married next week.
Oh my
This is a
God.
different wedding, and that's in Yosemite, but we met her in San Diego. I went to Snooze for breakfast, dude. I love Snooze.
Snooze is great.
Great breakfast.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great breakfast. I feel like San Diego's breakfast game is way better than LA's too.
And LA, I love how this whole episode just turned into like where to get good food in Los Angeles. The other thing too about LA is like you have to like travel to get food.
Have you guys seen our chef poster we got, Adam?
Have you seen the cooking show we're about to start? No. But you and I even went on a quest. We went to like 2 or 3 places where we tried to get California burritos, and they were just like not cutting the mustard.
Yeah, right.
But I feel like we need to continue exploring. There's actually a place in Burbank called Alberto's, I think. And it's probably like, from what I heard from my friend who was a firefighter in Burbank, who's from San Diego. He's one of my best friends.
That's the close.
He's like, it's the closest San Diego California burrito I found.
Bert told us about some place in North Hollywood, and I was like, dude, get out of here. I was like, what is this, Bert? What is this?
No. But, it is what it is. Look, the point of this story is, if you support Hyper RPG, I will beg Zach to give me a bunch of money so we can open a Mexican taco shop in LA.
Yeah,
that
we
is
need
San Diego style.
LA needs it, man.
Dude.
LA needs it.
Carne asada fries.
I don't know what to do about this hunger. Should we feed our appetite with some comics? I'm so hungry now. Anyways, someone in chat, I lost it. It was Dolmite, says that there sounds good, but super picky on food and can't do mushrooms, onions, peppers, and so many other things. Mushrooms, onions, peppers are not in a California burrito.
You're good.
You're good.
The traditional California burrito that we get from Lolita's is carne asada, cheese, sour cream, French fries.
Yeah.
That's literally it.
That's it. And then you get like the salsa. Oh, dude, Lolita's. I'm like craving it now. Anyways,
everyone who's in TwitchCon right now, I'm so freaking mad.
Well, everyone at TwitchCon doesn't know. They don't know.
Well, it's funny because
don't know.
Mika posted that she like ordered pizza and ice cream, and she was like, "I hope they get here at the same time." I'm like, "You misspelled California burrito."
Yeah, man.
So she's like, "Where do I go?" I'm like, Lolita.
And then I was like, "Oh, what time is it? Oh, they're probably closed. If that's closed, go to Lucha Libre."
Yeah, because Lucha Libre stays open later. Anyways, this has just become a giant play for California burritos.
If you want pizza in San Diego, I love Bronx pizza. I like Luigi's Pizza.
Yes.
There's one more I like. I can't. It's like a deep dish. But.
What's the one that's in downtown on not Market? It's not on Market. It's the one that's open really, really late. That's
we went after that party one night.
What's that one called? But it's good.
That one's good. That's good.
They have good options.
It's like by the slice. So that's pretty good.
Yeah. Anyway, enough about food.
Yeah. Yeah.
My God. So we're going to talk about some comics. Jesus Christ. We're going to talk about some comics. Matt got to read a lot more than I did.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
And it's fascinating. I love coming on the show because I realize, like, me, and Zach, it's like, you know,
we read very different things.
Those diagrams, the Venn diagrams, we're literally Venn diagrams.
Yeah.
Dude. Like we have, here's Matt's, here's Adam's, here's Zach's, and then there's the little pool in the middle
like
that we all read. You know? It's so fascinating.
And it's usually only X-Men.
Right?
This is the one week where I didn't get a chance to read the whole thing. The first week out of reading it for now. How long have we been doing this X-Men thing? It's 7 weeks.
It started in beginning August.
So it's been like a month and a half.
Yeah.
My God.
Dang.
This Wolverine annual, I didn't get a chance to read it, but it's an annual. They're usually a lot longer. Oh, this one's only 34 pages.
It's pretty short.
That's pretty short.
I don't know what's going on with Wolverine right now.
Yeah.
So last I saw, he got brought back to life, and now he's like helping out, you know, in House of X and Powers of X, and I don't know, man.
Which, like, as someone who I really like Wolverine, I do personally feel like, and it's the fault of the movies, honestly.
Yeah.
They they used him so much. They made him such a main character.
Yeah.
That I'm kind of okay with that when the comics make all the other characters more important than Wolverine.
Right.
Because in House of X and Powers of 10, he's been there.
Yeah.
He's in the background.
Yeah.
He's not really, like, that much of a major player.
Yeah.
I feel like it's mostly been obviously Professor X, Magneto, Moira McTaggart for a lot of it. Then I even feel like Apocalypse has had more to do. Mm-hmm. Now we're getting into Emma Frost.
Yeah.
And Cyclops, you know. And like Wolverine, he's been like here and there, but not as big of a staple as I thought he would be. But I'm okay with that.
Me too.
Because I feel like it's Wolverine. He's kind of like he gets so much attention.
Yeah, I kind of I don't know. Comic book characters never die, and a part of me wishes they did stay dead.
I know, right?
You know what I mean?
It's comics.
It's
Nothing's
comics.
Permanent.
It's comics. So I didn't get a chance to read that, but I didn't pick it up. So.
Life always finds a way.
That's right.
Oh, did you hear about that?
I did hear about that.
So, how do you feel about it?
I think it's awesome, but also I don't know because Jeff Goldblum was in the last one, and I didn't see the last one. I hear it wasn't very good.
Yeah, he was pretty much a glorified cameo.
Yeah.
They brought a lot of attention to the fact that Ian Malcolm was going to be in that movie. The courtroom stuff you see in the trailers, that's pretty much all he does in the movie.
Yeah.
It's 2 scenes. I think one's in the beginning, one's at the end. And that's it. That's the extent of his role in the movie.
I'd like to see their involvement before I get excited. Because if they're like the main focus, that's great.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're going to get rid of Chris Pratt.
No. I think you'll see Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard alongside Sam Neill, Laura Dern, and Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
They had a screening of, I'm assuming it was either Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, or it was of the short film. Collider did a screening, and Laura Dern actually showed up at the end.
But Chris Bramante was there.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he was there with what's our friend Stephen Ray Morris, because they're both huge.
Huge.
Jurassic
That's right. You guys did that
fans.
music video.
Yeah.
Year before last.
Yeah. Don't
right.
feel that roar. We gotta save the dinosaurs.
Oh my God! Every time you guys do a music video, they're always such a blast.
Thanks, man. Chris and I got too busy, but I really wanted to do a Halloween one, and I really want to do a holiday one.
Halloween, or just like Halloween the holiday.
I both sound great.
Use a theme song.
Yeah.
And make a song out of it.
Yeah. Like Michael is chasing after Lori, then she doesn't know yet. She's just going to school.
Oh
wait,
God.
who's that looking in the window? Oh wait, it's no one.
It's just a white face.
Watch out,
Lori. I was Emily and I were driving around, and we ended up just going over to the theater, and we I don't know why. Oh, because we were in Pasadena that day.
Yeah.
I love going to Pasadena. I love going to check out the Myers house. And we started playing remixes of Halloween. And we're like, man, I really wish we could afford to do Halloween parties, rent a venue and just throw a Halloween party.
That's the one thing that that Thea in Arrow got right. She wanted to throw a club, and she did. I don't know.
Are you watching Arrow?
I am. I'm caught up on that.
You are?
I'm caught up on Arrow, Flash, Legends, and I'm not caught up on Supergirl.
Gotcha.
And then I'm gonna watch Batwoman when it comes out.
Yeah. And the new season of Arrow starting in a month.
And it's only like 10 episodes.
Yeah, it's shorter.
Yeah.
Which I've been wanting to see for the last 7 years.
Yeah. This last season was pretty good.
Was it?
Yeah.
I heard the show's gotten a lot better.
The last 2 seasons were pretty good. I really hated Victor Diaz, but I hated him, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, this guy's just a mafia. He faced up against magic and stuff, but they kind of leveled it out again. And I like that he was kind of an equal to Oliver in that sense, and it was like a nice, I don't know, it was nice to get back to a little bit of normalcy.
Yeah.
And Oliver trying to be, the mayor of Star City.
Yeah.
And Star City, or is that?
No, it's Star
Yeah,
City.
Star City. What's the Flash?
That's
I'm blanking. Emerald
Central City.
Central City, thank you.
Yeah.
So it was him struggling with is he going to be Arrows, but his team's still doing stuff, and it's like, oh, we're going to work with the police. He's trying to make all that work. So I thought that was really interesting. I thought Diaz was a great villain because I hated him so much.
I'm excited to see where they go with season 8. I want to see obviously a good wrap up for the character.
Yeah.
And I know the biggest question on everybody's mind is, will he die?
Yeah. Do you know what happened to him
In Crisis or not in Crisis?
in the season finale?
Oh no. You can spoil it.
All right, I'm gonna spoil it. So
that should be the name of the show.
In the last Crisis, is it? I forget all these crossover names. The last crossover event,
Yeah.
the one with all of
Where
them.
he makes the deal with.
He makes the deal with the Anti-Monitor.
Anti-Monitor, yeah.
And it's like I'll
Crisis
come.
on Earth X, was that last year?
Oh, Crisis on Earth X. That's right. And so it's kind of sad, man, because we kind of see Oliver. We find out that his sister. Or his like other sister that we don't know about, it finally came back, and she was the one who blew up the boat. I know. So he was trying to like get her to turn and stuff like that, and it ended with like she didn't make it, and then she didn't make it, right? I don't remember. But he goes off and finally lives a life with Felicity and has the child of I forget her name. Because I thought that was my least favorite part was like the future stuff, but they live in a cabin and like have a beautiful life, and I'm just like, yes, Oliver, be happy.
Wait, so the show jumps to the future?
And the last season, they set up flashbacks. They do flash forwards, and like Star City is like on shambles, and you see his son team up with his sister, because they find out that they're like related and stuff, and then they become like the new Team Arrow kind of forms.
Is Arrow hard to follow if you're not watching all the other shows?
No.
Or is
it's contained in Arrow.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Because it already sounds like, that's a lot going on in that show.
Yeah, so something bad happens in the future. We don't really know much yet. I didn't like that part, but I like the stuff in the past, At the end of the season, it shows him, living this life, and an Anti-Monitor shows up one day and he's like, not yet, please. It's like, it's time. And then he's like,
time to pay your price.
I feel like last year was just killing off all the daddies, taking away all the daddies from the parents. Because it was that, it was Endgame had just happened.
Yeah.
I was no.
True.
So it's like no one's happy.
Yeah. No one's getting out of this year alive.
Yeah. So we don't know what it is, but he left, which starts the. I think he's gonna get put back where he was taken because I don't know, that moment when he leaves triggers all the bad stuff happening in the future, and his daughter thinks that oh, I don't know my dad, he left us, and blah blah blah, and so it's all that kind of stuff. I think he'll be put back.
Interesting.
Interesting.
I wish I could catch up. I don't think it's realistic that I'm gonna catch up
in time
because I think it starts in December. I think I could probably get through at least Arrow and Flash, maybe. I
Flash was it's so boring now.
I guess the only way
it's so boring.
I guess the only way I could do it is the same way I've been doing Smallville. And Emily and I just started rewatching Smallville for no reason other than I was like, I want to watch the pilot.
Yeah.
And she had seen it when it originally aired, when she was 5. I don't know how old she was, like a baby. So we rewatched it, and we're now up to episode 9, I think.
Yeah.
So part of me was like, you know what? If I watched 4 hours worth a day, but I split it in between Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, Legends, I could probably be caught up by December most of the way on the current season.
Yeah.
But I've heard Flash is really nosedive.
Dude, no, Flash this last season was so rough. It's first off, it's so formulaic where I can tell you an episode of The Flash right now. So an episode of The Flash, right? We start off. They're like doing something fun, right? And then also, we're getting signs that there's a meta escaped or meta is like causing havoc. We gotta go stop that guy, but we need to be focusing on our plans to stop the big bad of the season. So while they're trying to stop the main guy, they're gonna learn about a new power up or a lesson that they have to figure out to overcome, either in a personal relationship or in their powers, and that gets them a little stronger. And then they might encounter the bad guy or the big bad, but he's always gonna get away. Every single time you see the big bad, he's always gonna get away until the very end, last episode. Even like when they have him, like the cicada stuff, I was like, this is so weak, man. They even get cicada, but then like, oh, now his daughter's evil, and it's like, oh, well, there's another cicada. I'm like, this is so boring. And Nora, they added Nora into all of this. I'm like, this is.
Didn't she end up being like teaming up with what's his name, Eobard Thawne?
Yeah, so Nora, this is another spoiler. Nora is coming back in time because she made a deal with Eobard Thawne in the future because Thawne was like, I can help you. I can save your father and save the Flash. We need the Flash. And turns out he was using her the whole time. And then
surprise.
But then it's like, oh, Barry finds out in the present, right, that like Nora is teaming up with Eobard Thawne. She's like, you lied to us? Like, we can't trust you. We can't trust you. It's like, oh, now we gotta resolve this lie again. Like another lie we gotta resolve. I don't know, man. I think it's like pretty boring. I hope they fix it. Nora's gone. She like sacrifices herself. She gets erased because they fixed the future or whatever. And I'm like, all right, well, whatever.
Greg,
I don't know, dude.
Greg Berlanti, listen, I'm telling you, shorten the seasons to 12 episodes. Do have seasons of each show, and I think they'll be way better. Yeah,
Eridan says, wait for Matt to realize that also this is also the formula for most anime as well. But anime is at least fun. Anime, it's big, loud, tropey, and not dopey. This season of Trash is super
did you say
dopey.
big, loud, dopey, and tropey?
It's big, loud, like it's got like it's crazy, weird tropes and stuff like that, but it's not dopey. Like this season of Flash is like, oh, we gotta make him. How do we make him more sad? Remember when the Flash was fun the first couple seasons? They're all happy and they're like, we're doing this thing. I don't know, man.
Yeah, season 1 of the Flash was so damn good. But yeah, I'm actually I'm really excited about this upcoming crossover.
Me too.
It's going to be massive.
Yeah.
Especially now that you're bringing in 3 different Supermen.
Yeah.
That's
going to be
so
huge.
sick.
Dude, I think you'll like Legends. Legends is so fun.
I've seen quite a few episodes of Legends, and the thing I think I like about the most is the fact that it just embraces the cheesiness.
Yeah.
It really is just like, yeah, we're a cheesy superhero show. I'm like, that's
I'm all
cool.
about it. Like the rejects.
Yeah, and I think when you have a show like that where it is so fantastical and you don't really have the budget like Swamp Thing or Doom Patrol or Titans.
Yeah.
Then you kind of have to embrace that. Otherwise, it's like, man, this show's trying really hard to be serious.
Right.
But it looks really
And
not.
I love Matt Ryan as Constantine. Like, he's been
good.
a key player in this season. They literally go to hell to get Ray Palmer out of hell.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they literally Constantine goes to hell, and he finds out that Ray Palmer was like sent to like be tormented in the same room as oh my gosh, he's a Thanagarian. Oh my gosh, what's his name? I'm blanking on his name.
Not Hawkman.
No. It's like he's always after Hawkman. He was the big bad in the last season.
Oh.
And I'm blanking on his name. Someone help me. I'm Vandal Savage. Thank you.
Oh,
that was driving me insane.
Vandal Savage.
But
wait, he was the villain last season? I thought he was in there like season 2.
Oh, that was 2 seasons ago. You're right.
Something like that, right?
Yeah. But he was like sent to torment with Ray Palmer, and they became like good friends, like playing games and stuff like that.
Oh my god.
Anyways, really,
that goddamn
really
show.
fun stuff.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What else have you been keeping up with?
In terms of comic book shows, so
There's so much stuff. I don't keep. I'm admittedly very bad about keeping up. The only stuff I've been keeping up with
Titans.
the most is
Yeah.
is the DC Universe stuff.
yeah.
But I hate DC, so.
No, you don't.
Who you
Titans.
ask.
We talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah.
I like Titans a lot.
It's gotten way better than last season, in my opinion.
And I even liked last season.
I did too, but I thought this season was way better.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
I think they're off to a great start. I love what they're setting up. We talked about it on the podcast, which you guys should go listen to.
You should.
Because they're setting up so many nice little yummies, as my music director would say. And
Some goodies.
Some little yummies, you know?
Yummies.
But there's so many nice planted seeds of big bads in the season. Like, I don't know. I feel like they're really going to blow it out in such a fun way. We'll see.
Did you like Doom Patrol?
I saw the first 5 episodes and I was like, this is weird. I'm into it, but then I stopped watching it because I got busy.
There were so many people who were like super hyped on that show.
Yeah.
And I got through 6 episodes and I was like, I don't know if this is for me. I like it.
Yeah.
But I honestly like Swamp Thing's my number one. Swamp Thing to me is my favorite.
I need to watch Swamp Thing.
It's
dude.
really good.
I have yet to watch it and need to.
Watch episode 1. I think it's the strongest DC Universe show still. Even with how much better Titans is with season 2,
Yeah.
I'm really sad it's gone. And maybe it's just me. Like, I'm really into that style of show, and I love the horror elements that it brings. And there are some crazy moments where Swamp Thing just rips people up. I'm like, this is sick.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Man.
there's some really great moments in
I
that
haven't
show.
seen. Have you seen any of Cloak and Dagger season 2?
No.
I really liked season 1.
Really?
I thought it was really fun. I mean, at the end of the day, it still feels like a freeform show, but
Sure.
I'm into that. You can't tell. I watched all Once Upon a Time. Woohoo! Anyways, but it's a fun show. So I'll probably give season 2 a watch.
Yeah.
Katie liked that show.
Yeah.
So we'll probably watch it together.
I have so much stuff I got to catch up with. This is why I personally like physical media, because then I can buy it and watch it on my own time, as opposed to like, well, you got to have this digital streaming service in order to watch it, or you got to have this digital streaming. It's like, no, man, just let me pop in my Blu-ray.
Yeah. Zach Ryan in the Twitch chat says, I went into Swamp Thing knowing nothing about the character or anything, and came out really bummed there's no follow-up to it. Yeah, man. That's why I hear like it's a bummer that they're not continuing that.
Yeah, I hope that if like when HBO Max launches, that maybe Warner Brothers will give some of that budget money to DC Universe to expand some shows, and then maybe they bring it back.
Did we talk about this here? Because I feel like we talked about it, where that show isn't like it's not working because like it's kind of too big of a budget for the platform, not necessarily bringing in income to film in a swamp state.
Yeah,
it's like hard to do.
Yeah, I think I read that the budget for season 1 was $100 million.
Yeah,
which like that's a shitload of money for a show on a platform that doesn't have a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like it makes sense to me.
You can't justify it.
Right. If they were to get backing from like something like HBO, I'd love to see that continue. I think that'd be really, really awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Running on Chain and YouTube says Red Swamp Thing Winter Special and Alan Moore Swamp Thing run so good. I've heard from a lot of people that Alan Moore run of Swamp Thing is great. I have a couple. I have I have the first volume of that book.
Yeah.
I need to read it.
And honestly, there's a lot of things I liked and didn't like about the New 52. One of the things that actually I think came out on top for me for the New 52, besides Jeff Johns' Green Lantern run because it's phenomenal, is actually Swamp Thing and Animal Man. In the New 52, they both kind of happen simultaneously, concurrently.
Yeah.
And like there's a huge crossover because
That's cool.
it's all dealing with Animal Man's dealing with like the red, which is like the all living, which is all like kind of grotesque, and like he has access to that, and Swamp Thing's all connected to the green, and like things are unbalanced and they have to work together to like it's really a great run. I love that run. Highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Highly recommend it.
There's a lot of comics I need to catch up on. If I don't read Jason Aaron's Thor run, Zach might hang me from the
you gotta
from the
do it,
ceiling.
man. You gotta do it.
I will. I'll eventually get into it.
Also, if you don't know about Animal Man, he's a San Diego superhero. Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Buddy Baker.
He's from San Diego?
He's in San Diego. Yeah.
Are there California burritos in it?
Not in this run.
Then it's being written by the wrong people. It's being written by some people from New York, and I'm like, no, get out of here. If he doesn't have a California burrito and he doesn't like go to Black's Beach or something, then he's not real San Diego.
I think you can read that run on the DCU app.
Oh, really?
I think it's on New 52's on there. So.
Oh, yeah.
So I would check it out if you want a good spooky fun run in October.
Do they actually like use any locations from San Diego? Mm-hmm. They do.
Yeah, like he's like in the because he's Animal Man. San Diego Zoo is like a part of it and stuff like that. Like it's fun, but then he leaves. You know, in this run he leaves and like goes on an adventure to find the red and stuff. You know.
Lame.
Yeah.
When are we gonna get a check superhero? Never. I'm gonna have to make it myself. No one's gonna make one for me.
Yeah. What else do we got this week? Where did we get?
So
how
Zach,
did we get on that tangent?
I have no clue. Zach picked up a lot of comics, which I'm sure he has probably read. I actually did really want to check out some of these. I like when Zach picks up a lot of indies, especially when they're number ones, or even if they're like within the first 2-3 issues. I'll read some of them. Like last week, I went back and I read Blade Runner issue 2, and then I read issue 3 last week as well.
Oh, nice.
That comic book is really good.
I'll check it out, man.
Dude,
it's almost over, right?
Yeah, it's the last issue's coming up, and it's Blade Runner 2019, so it's like 30 years before 2049, and it's like already planting the seeds for like what's to come in the future movie.
Yeah.
But it's really cool just exploring that world from the Blade Runner perspective, technically in our current year, and seeing like how they play with that mythology and how they like go to Mexico in the most recent issue, which I'm like, oh cool,
Oh, nice.
we've never explored, like Blade Runner was exclusively LA, 2049 was like, I don't know, Orange County, Anaheim area, because it's like right in between San Diego and LA.
Yeah.
And then the comic book goes to Mexico. I'm like, oh, this is cool. It's cool to see. I want to see more of like what that universe could look like outside of Los Angeles. Like how dope would Blade Runner look in New York? Like that would be sick.
It'd be really crazy.
And as a comic book, you can kind of do whatever you want.
Yep.
You can do Blade Runner 2049, and you can be like, oh, we're in Manhattan.
Yeah, exactly,
It'd be
man.
really rad.
I'm really into that idea.
Yeah, I kind of think it would look a little bit like Fifth Element, but not so like pretty. You know, which like that's kind of what Fifth Element basically was.
Dude, we want to rewatch that? I haven't seen that in years.
I love that movie.
Yeah, I don't quite remember it.
Really?
I remember seeing it in theaters with my dad, and I was like, this is dope. And I never watched it again.
Nothing makes me happier than watching movies with people who have either never seen it or have not seen it for a long time. And I try to do that with as many movies as I can. Emily and I were doing a podcast for a while where we did that. It was called Have You Seen this? I think it was called. We haven't done it in so long.
Well, we had a,
There's a move
there's
and
a
all.
lot of stuff going on.
Really, really, really crazy stuff happening. Brian Brawler in the YouTube chat says, everyone, I would kind of recommend the first volume of Pokemon Adventures, more dark than expected. I'm loving it.
Oh yeah,
Interesting.
guys. Pokemon Adventures actually follows the story of Red from the game.
Oh.
It's like following that character and this take on it. So it's really fun. It is a lot. It tackles a lot more darker themes, and it's like more intended for young adults. It's not necessarily for kids. It's like for young adults. There's a lot of like more anime tropiness and stuff like that. It's a fun read if you're into Pokemon and want to see more expanded world. It's a great version of it.
That's cool. Cara Zorel in the YouTube chat says she hasn't seen that movie. If you're referring to Blade Runner or The Fifth Element, I highly recommend it. It's really good. It's really funny. Chris Tucker is hilarious in that movie. Gary Oldman gives such an amazing performance as Jean-Baptiste Emmanuel Zorg. It's so good. I love that movie. I think all the costumes were designed by Jean-Paul Gaultier, who's like a real designer. It's really cool.
Ark Veritas in the Twitch chat. What are your thoughts on Ash winning his first Pokemon League championship?
This is a question for Matt, clearly.
Yo, my boy finally did it, you know? I think Ash Ketchum I have a podcast called the Ultimate Fictional Character Podcast, and Ash Ketchum made it to the final round against Doctor Who in Season 1. Lots of Doctor Who in good old Ash fashion. But he's such a great character, man. And I love his journey that it took him this long because, like, I don't. We've seen him grow. He is a good trainer. He's placed in several Pokemon leagues. He's placed in the top 8, top 4, whatever. He even like lost in the semifinals, I think, a couple seasons ago. But this is the first time he's won the Pokemon League. And I know you're gonna say, what about the Orange Islands League and stuff like that? Those are kind of like minor leagues. He's won those, but it's like AAA compared to Major League Baseball. You know what I'm saying? So this is his first actual win. I'm
It's
real
like
stoked
winning
for him.
the Stanley Cup.
Yeah. I'm real stoked for my boy, dude. I just love that it finally happened.
Can I be honest with you? I did not know that they were still making that show.
Oh yeah, I don't like his new look though. It looks kind of weird.
Oh really?
They like changed his look.
I used to watch it when I was in middle school. I think I watched it for maybe like a year. I had no clue that one, he had never won it, and two, that they were still making it.
Yeah.
That's how disconnected I am from that universe.
But he's such a good character because there's more to Pokemon training than just like being the best. He's the best by having that relationship with his Pokemon, by understanding that, you know, if they need to go and have their own adventure, I'm gonna let them go. And then like in turn they'll come back. Like Charizard comes back. You know, like Charizard, he wasn't ready to train that Charizard, and then Charizard was able to go and have his own journey. And it's hard, but he's able to like hit those kind of challenges.
Yeah.
And like I think he's just such a good person. He gets the Ho-Oh feather, okay? Meaning he's like pure of heart. He's like the purest of life.
He's the Harry Potter of Pokemon trainers.
Yeah, and he's stopped multiple like dimensional disasters. So Ash Ketchum is the GOAT.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. That was a surprise to me. I also
And he's like super strong. He can lift like a Snorlax, like no problem.
Really?
I know we're talking anime physics here, but and he can get electrocuted like and blown up like nothing happens. He is the GOAT, dude.
Oh my god.
Ash Ketchum.
Yeah, my most recent exposure to Pokemon was Detective Pikachu, and I actually thought it was a very entertaining movie.
I thought it was great.
I thought the ending was kind of like wonky, but I still thought it was a really fun movie.
Yeah.
And Ryan Reynolds' Pikachu, I was like, yeah, okay, I'll buy it.
Yeah.
I'm in. You got me, you jerks. Let's see. Oh, Ronan Unchained is asking, anybody gonna hit the stores next Friday for Triple Force Friday? Star Wars is unveiling all their like new merch for this season.
Oh man, I can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
I have like one obsession, and that's amiibos, and I collect all the amiibos as they come out now.
Yeah.
My biggest regret was not collecting them sooner, because now some like the earlier ones are hard to find. But like I have a limit, man. I can't. Me and my significant other are living together. We share a space. I can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't have any room here.
Yeah.
Quite frankly.
Yeah.
There's not enough room. I've really kind of, the only thing that I will like buy and collect, I guess, are Blu-rays. That's it. I don't buy any more comic books, like physical comics. I don't buy any action figures or collectibles. Maybe eventually, like if I get my own place, I will again. But for right now, Mike, I got plenty of stuff, and I have what I need, and that's kind of it.
When I get like in my own like office,
Yeah.
like
Oh,
then
I've already decided that if God willing that I'm able to afford a big enough space, that I will have a theater, and that's where all my movies will live, and have like, you know, I want people to be able to come over and like watch movies and stuff.
dream big. Ash Ketchum did, so we can too.
Let's see, any other questions?
But I will be checking it out.
Yeah.
I'll be perusing, window shopping.
Kara Zarel, hit me up, hit both of us up on social media, on Twitter or Instagram or whatever, and let us know
man.
what you think about the movie, The Fifth Element, because it's like one of my favorite movies of all time, and it holds up. I got the 4K and I watched it. And like, one, they did a really good job like cleaning this movie up, and two, the visual effects still hold up incredibly well for a movie made in 1997.
That's awesome.
I was really impressed.
Hawk, I don't have Sheik. That's one of the ones I'm missing. You know, there's someone missing from like a long time ago. I'm like, well,
What?
the amiibos, they're like pretty expensive.
Yeah.
But one day.
One day.
All right, let's keep going. The plot. You didn't get to read that.
I didn't know. No. So like I was saying, Zach picks up a lot of indies and a lot of number ones. Oh yeah, there you go. Flip it. He picks up a lot of number ones. Some of them that I read, that I find, like that's how I discovered Space Bandits. Space Bandits is my favorite comic book to read.
I need to pick that up.
I love it so much. I talk about it almost every week on the show, just so I can remind people that it exists and that I want it to be a Netflix series, and I want it to be Zazie Beetz and Vanessa Kirby.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So good. It's so good.
One of the things I know you guys didn't pick up, but
Yeah.
I've been reading, and I'm sure you guys have as well. Some people, you know, is there's a new Buffy run through Boom Comics that I'm really into. And I'm really good about separating like this isn't
The show.
This is it's a new take on it. It's completely different. So like it's very different from the show. Like a lot of stuff is happening very fast and stuff like that. And I'm okay with that. I think it's a really fun ride. I love the art style. It's like I love it. It's I don't know, it's fun and bright and like it's like Halloweeny. And they're setting up now because there's Buffy. I'm not reading Angel, but they're doing both Buffy and Angel. And they're setting up for their first crossover event, which the first Hellmouth has finally appeared in Sunnydale. And so it's the Hellmouth event that's going to open up the Hellmouth to hell, you know, and demons will come out and stuff. So that's the first event happening now, and the prelude came out today. It was really fun, and that's an Angel. So that was the first time reading Angel, but
Nice.
I'm really into it. I'm excited.
Yeah, I think also, you know, if you're going to do a comic book based on a show that came out 20 some odd years ago, then you can change things up.
Yeah.
That's the cool thing about the comic books.
Right. I know Chris didn't like it, but Chris is like, he's one of those people that's like, it's not like the original. I'm like,
Sure.
well, yeah,
Well, I think that's a big difference too. Is like, and we have endless conversations about this when it comes to superheroes. The comic books can usually change things up and do things differently because they already have 80 years of other things that they've done. Whereas like a movie that's trying to build a universe has not established what that character is, and then it just tries to just change things up so many times. Like Marvel with Civil War.
Yeah.
And I think the only thing that people, like the only reason I think people are forgiving is because all the other movies have kind of like proved how they can do it well. I'm like, all right, I guess cool. It's different. It's not about identities anymore, and all that sort of stuff. But anyway,
another thing I'm reading that you guys, I don't think you picked. I didn't see it on here. Was Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Matt Parrott's now writing, and he was writing for the Go-Go series, and he's still writing that. I'm really digging his take on it.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're back to the Mighty Morphin because like Kyle Higgins kind of like blew it out with the Shattered Grid stuff. It was really, really fun. But then the writer who came on after kind of kept going on that kind of high of combining everything and went to this like interdimensional space. And I don't know, it was just, I wasn't into it. It wasn't really, I didn't like it as much as like how grounded it was, even though, because it still followed the heart of like these characters that you've been following.
Yeah.
There was like way too many characters. I thought it was a lot. I'm really glad they're back to like focusing on, the new Rangers, the new original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, but they, Trini and Jason and Zach, they're now like these legendary Rangers that are doing this secret mission in space, but the original Rangers are there and like I don't know. I think it's really fun.
Oh right, because they end up leaving.
Yeah,
and then
they're justifying
Aisha, Rocky, and Adam took over.
Yeah.
So they actually explore life after being a Power Ranger, like on Earth.
Yeah,
Which
but they're still like connected and
which
stuff.
the show like never really like. Jason ends up coming back for Power Ranger Zeo and a few other things, but most of the other ones, I don't think you see Zach again. Trini, obviously not because the actress passed away. But
and it's really fun because like Lord Zed's in charge, but they brought in like this new villain who's like the same species as the Commander and Power Rangers SPD. He's like the dog, the blue dog, and SPD. But it's like a red dog. And he knows her. He's like, I don't want to just beat them. I want to break them and stuff like that.
What
it's
a
great.
crazy lore.
It's super fun. It's super
lore.
fun.
You read this Flash comic, right?
I did read this Flash comic. So right now what's going on in the Flash, and I guess we'll turn over really quick. And
so I'm going to turn it over. I have heard from people on YouTube that the audio is funky chicken.
Yeah, same in Twitch.
When we switch to this.
Yeah. So this one.
So I'm going to go over there and see if I can adjust some stuff. So you keep talking.
So I've been reading the Flash. Right now he's dealing with the Black Flash that's trying to like. There's different forces that we find out that's not just Speed Force. There's like the Still Force and the Strength Force, I believe, and stuff like that. So the Death Flash or the Black Flash, Death Flash. I don't know. Anyways, he's like going around trying to eat all these, trying to eat the remainder of the Speed Force, and so it's just kind of like Barry dealing with that and trying to save the people of like the Still Force and stuff like that. I think it's a fun run. I'm really into it. I really like what they did. They brought in the Still Force in the one with the turtle. The turtle's like the key element of it, which was the 0 year. Was it 0 year, Adam? It was the one that it was like the not 0 year. It's no, it's, you know what I'm talking about, the Flash. They did it for Green Lantern too.
They just did Rebirth.
It's not Rebirth. It was they like Origin, Secret Origin. Secret Origin. Yeah. So yeah, I'm really digging it. It's fun. And right now, like the Rogues are getting back together and they're getting ready for the next big heist. So if you like the Flash, I'm digging it.
Are they still saying it sounds weird?
It still sounds weird. Let me know if it sounds weird. Story Boy is loving the Flash. That's awesome. Malika's calling.
Why is everyone calling me?
Oh! Oh no!
Oh,
that's the North Park one,
dude.
Oh, dude, what do you think?
They're eating California burritos right now.
What do you think?
So good. This one comes with like au jus, so it's like pouring soup into your burrito and then drinking it out of your burrito.
Oh man, did you get the?
Man, this is such a good recommendation.
Yeah, dude, it's like my favorite, man. I love this. Is that the surf and turf with the rice and fries?
Different salsa.
Yeah. So the green, I love the green one. I love the cilantro crema, and I like the red one on the far. We go back, Malika.
Hey, can you show Adam the phone really quick?
Hey man, I hope your dog is good at shitting on his own.
Is he gonna kiss the camera?
What the fuck? What's happening right now? It's so awkward. Zach eating burritos without us. I hate him.
God, Sensei12 in Twitch chat. It's just French fries and a burrito. No, it's not just French fries and a burrito. What?
Zach, is it just French fries and a burrito? Wow, this is just getting more and more awkward as the day goes by.
I'm surprised. I'm picking it up pretty good.
I know. Let's just make it really awkward for Zach.
Oh, it's out of focus. It's out of focus.
I'm just gonna completely.
There it goes. There it goes. Yeah, now you're good. I'm really glad you dig it, man.
It's a good burrito.
Heck yeah. Enjoy it, man. I'm really hungry. Adam, we gonna get burritos after this, even though they're not California burritos?
Matt wants to get burritos after this.
It's not the same, but
Okay, bye.
dang. I gotta say, that was pretty artistically cool. That was mint. That was mint, I tell you. Mint.
That's how you know Zach wants attention. He wants to be on this show even though when he's gone. He still just wants to be a part of the show. Damn you, Zach. Damn you.
I'm really glad you liked it. It makes sense because he can't do dairy. So, like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
But the 4-ingredient California burritos are just as good,
Yeah.
Zach.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's the chat room saying?
Let's keep going. So, Flash.
let's keep going.
Been good.
So you like The Flash.
I'm digging
so,
it, yeah.
So I was reading Secret Origins. I really dug it. I thought it was really, really cool. I liked the setup of it. The hardest thing for me because I read the last issue of Flash and I liked it. It's so difficult jumping into a run that's over 70 issues in already.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like I don't get all the context. So while I like it, it's not. I guess I don't really have a full grasp of like what's happening.
I get that. And they've been setting this up. They've been doing with this run, like it's literally all of Rebirth. Like,
Yeah.
It's and
Yeah,
then they added
exactly.
the Secret Origin stuff.
Yes.
Was just added, kind of like as a little plot point to bring in the Still Force.
Right.
Because it's also playing effect into the grander DCU universe. Because now Gorilla Grodd has the turtle and is like has him strapped to like his back and is using the turtle to access the Still Force. So he's like commanding the Still Force. Which is crazy. Which is
When
pretty
you
crazy.
go down there, they were saying that when we switch to comic, like picture in picture, the audio sounds weird. Can you just check and see if that's true or not?
Thank you.
Next up. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Thanks, man. Superior Spider-Man. You reading this, Ron?
No, I think Zach is reading this.
Yeah, I'm reading it as well.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to end with issue 12. It sounds like they're going to end it.
Oh, really?
Spoilers ahead for this. I'm like a little concerned. I was kind of disappointed with how this one ended, and I'm curious to see how they play it out. Basically, back in Spider-Verse 2, right? The second Spider-Verse, there's Peter Parkers of different universes. There's two of them that kind of split off and like they think the cure is to destroy our world to stop all of this because all this stuff comes from our world. And that is Norman Osborn from a different multiverse who is Spider-Man, and then Peter's Parkers who is a bunch of mini spiders as Spider-Man. So they don't like they specifically don't like the Superior Spider-Man because he kind of like foiled their plans and stuff in Spider-Verse 2.
Interesting.
Like, we'll be back, kind of a thing, and they're back now. And so
Comic books.
yeah, but I like what they've been doing with Otto. I think like they're showing this like redemption arc and stuff like that. And I feel like what they did at the end of this issue kind of bummed me out. I'm gonna get into spoiler territory because I need to talk about it.
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna like kind of blow up. So here we go. Basically, in order to defeat Norman Osborn, Otto Octavius doesn't think he is good enough as to beat Norman Osborn. That is why at the end of the run of the original Superior Spider-Man run, where he was in Peter Parker's body, that's why he forfeited his mind, the body of Peter Parker, back to Peter Parker, because he was like, it's true, I can't defeat Norman, I can't handle this pressure, you're the Superior Spider-Man who can defeat Norman. So like he doesn't think he can defeat an Osborn, right? So in this one, he's back, he's kind of like, he took a kid, and he's like, basically, he's like, Norman Osborn says you gotta kill a couple people if you want to see this kid alive. So he's trying to like get him to kill someone, and he's like, if you do anything weird, I'll kill the kid. And this guy's hurt his love interest in this, and she's like kind of paralyzed. And Anna Marie Marconi is like, sees the good that he's actually changing, and he's kind of had this whole redemption arc in this new body that he created out of the clone conspiracy. So in this run though, because he doesn't think he can beat Norman, he summons Mephisto, and he's like, I gotta make a deal with you because I can't do this in this body. And he's like, I know what I have to do. In order to beat him, I have to believe in myself and be the true version of me. I want you to make me the original Dr. Otto Octavius. Put me back in that form.
Oh my God.
And so there was a back and forth between Mephisto being like, oh, do you want to do that, do you? Ooh, yeah. And there's Anna Marie Marconi is like, no, like, you look at how far you've come. You've made so many good changes. Yeah. And it's like this devil and angel kind of thing going on. Jesus. And the last panel shows Otto Octavius with his tentacles like coming in. It's like, where's Norman? And I'm like, no!
So you loved it.
I was like, really? I don't. It's like I feel like they've really did a lot of good work with this run because like everyone knows it's Otto Octavius in this body. Doctor Strange is like, you're Otto Octavius. It's like man, everyone knows it, but they also like they're seeing him turn a new leaf and try to be a good person and stuff because Otto Octavius was a good person. It was the machine that made him like go crazy. So it was nice to see him kind of have this redeeming arc and to have him throw it away. If they do that, like I said, it's comics. We just gotta wait a few weeks. He might revert back because originally he said do it for a day. That was like the first thing he said, like turn me back to Otto Octavius for a day. But then he changed it, like just to turn me back. He like changed, we reworded it. I hope he goes back. I don't want him to be Otto Octavius. I like what they've been doing with Superior Spider-Man. But I think next issue is the end of this Superior Spider-Man run. So
gotcha.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah. It's been planted since the end of Amazing Spider-Man 700. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus.
Like that's when he took over Peter Parker's body.
That's crazy. Yeah, we were reading J.J. Abrams' new Spider-Man, and Zach did not like it. I think I liked it more than he did, but I also was not crazy about it. I thought the concept was fun, but I also don't read Spider-Man comic books. So for me, it's like, oh, Ben Parker, new young Spider-Man. I'm like, oh, this is cool. Zach's like, this has been done again and again. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I don't know that. So.
I like the Superior run. I hate it. I did not like that J.J. Abrams run. Are we slightly out of focus?
I don't know. Are we? I'll fix it.
Wow. Is anyone else reading it, or is that just me? Oh, no way. Red Ranger says Dr. Octopus and Spider-Man body in Marvel Spider-Man Season 2 on Disney XD. I did not know that. They're pulling that story arc. That's cool.
Focus here.
And things with Mephisto always go so well, right, Adam? I just don't like that, man. Let's not make him this reset button. Let's not, you know what I mean? That's I think that's what really kind of got me. It was like, man, they're just gonna bring him in to reset the whole thing again. I don't know.
That's passion.
I just really liked where they went with him, and I would hate to see him go back. Like especially with the rise of the new Sinister Six, they're not called those Sinister Six now. They're called something else. The Savage Six, I want to say, and so the all-female Sinister Six.
Oh, okay.
That has like a lady octopus and stuff like that, and that's great. And that's what Nick Spencer writes really well. He wrote a really good Superior Foes of Spider-Man run, which follows the bad guys. So he established them, and we should see them. We don't need Otto Octavius, we don't need that. Anyways.
I feel like you need to be a part of our Sinister Six Halloween costume brigade.
Are we doing that? Really?
I think so.
Oh.
I was going to be Doc Ock, but I will happily relieve those duties to you.
Peter Parker! Baka! It's like, my Dr. Octopus is like, I know he's like, there's so many takes on him. Like, he's like, oh, Peter, you know, but I like the one that's, because at the cover, it's the cover of Amazing Spider-Man. I think it's 697. I think that's the right cover. Someone look it up. But it's like literally a close-up of old Dr. Octopus, like kind of like writhing and dying. It's like, Peter Baka! And that's how I always read it. And I always hear that.
So
voice
that's just Doc Ock to you now.
Yeah. I really want to open a pita restaurant called Pita Baka because of that panel.
Oh my god, that's amazing. Good lord.
Oh my god.
All right, Strike Force. Did you read this one?
I did not. I don't even know what's going on here. This looks
either.
dope. Is that Blade? Who is that?
Good question.
Is that Spider-Woman, Bucky, Wasp? Or is that Wasp? I can't tell.
Oh my
no.
god. I just got logged out of Comixology. Sick. Oh, Zach.
Here, it should be saved. Just sign in.
God, I hope so.
No, it's not saved. Oh, it's saved. No.
No.
Try the other one. Try the other one.
No!
Wait, there's another one. No username. Try that. That doesn't make sense.
This is what happens when Zach's not here and he decides that he's not going to leave his login information. All right.
Oh, I was close. Serenity Valley 64 or 84 says Amazing Spider-Man 698 cover. I was close. I was off by one. Off by one. Peter Parker.
Well, what else have you been reading this week that we can't show the audience because I got logged out of Comixology?
I could log into mine.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't have all the stuff you do, but I can at least log in.
That's fine.
And show the
Look,
ones.
I read 2 books this week, and I'll talk about them.
Well, I mean, one of them I do have that you read.
Oh, you do? The Harleen, number 1?
I didn't. Oh, can you talk about that? I didn't pick it up.
Okay. So, hold on. Well, no, we'll be okay. So I did read Harleen number 1. I dug it.
I don't know, man. I feel like for me, the black labels, I'm just like kind of tired of for right now.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Zach gave me his login and password, but it's so long. I'm just going to let you log in. So I read Harleen number 1. I personally, I liked it. It was a nice, new, interesting take on Harley's origin.
Yeah.
What's up?
I got you.
Oh. You need my face?
I guess so. This is how this works.
Do you not have the unlocking Face ID thing?
Is that an Apple thing? Is that what is this mechanism?
He's like, please don't do that on screen.
It's
Right,
not on
switching
screen.
to comic.
Yeah, we're good.
What was I gonna say?
Talking about Harleen.
Yeah, so I really dug it. I liked what they did and how they approach the. Hold on, I gotta focus here.
I got you.
What the
you talk
fuck?
about this, I'll take care of this. I got you.
Anyway, so I like Harleen. I liked Harleen number 1. It was a nice new take on the origin of Dr. Harleen Quinzel and sort of like what she's trying to do, because she's trying to find a way to restore the villain's empathy in the story, and she wants to start in Gotham City because obviously Gotham City is one of the most messed up cities, and at least in the comic book world, in that whole universe. And so she wants to sort of apply what she's learned. She comes from a very scientific background, of scientific/pharmaceutical kind of background, and she makes a presentation to try to convince pharmaceutical organizations in Gotham City that she has an idea of how she can restore the empathy back into all the villains, which would hopefully sort of end the vicious cycle of villains who break out and want to cause harm to Gotham City, who then get captured and so on and so forth, killing the cycle. What she doesn't know is that in attendance of this presentation that she's giving is Lucius Fox, who later on in the story, he kind of comes in, and there's a point to what he's doing and what he's going to offer Harley. Is it not working at all? That's cool.
Hold on, I got you.
On top of that, Harley has never encountered the Joker before, obviously, because we're doing a new interesting take on the character. And while she's running around Gotham, Joker and his goons show up out of nowhere. They try to go on this huge rampage and counter Batman. So for the first time, Harley gets to encounter the Joker and Batman as they're fighting. And I like the imagery. I like the way it's sort of told and how they use the atmosphere and the surrounding areas to sort of put you into the the mind of Harley and how she's experiencing all of this. She also narrates the comic, which is really cool. And the very opening 3 pages, it's her constantly reliving this nightmare of her encounter with the Joker, and in this one version, this one take on this dream, Batman is a big part of it, and it's kind of told in this demonic sort of experience. And then we get to go back and like see this sort of story unfold. So I like the fact that when it starts, it's Harley Quinn essentially telling us and explaining to us the nightmares that she's undergone for all this time, and then going back and sort of telling the origin of how she got there. I liked it. I thought the art was really, really cool. I thought the way the action is drawn when Joker is fighting Batman, and it's like in the middle of like mist and fog and gases that are sort of being thrown around. It's done really, really well. I thought it ended up on a cool place. It's Harley building up to her first encounter with the Joker in Arkham Asylum, and she goes through Poison Ivy and the Riddler and Mr. Freeze and all these other characters. Oh, cool, we're in. And all these other characters.
We were signing in through Comixology instead of something else.
Oh, interesting.
That's cool though.
Yeah, it was really cool to see her going through the different phases of having to deal with the psychosis of like Riddler, Mr. Freeze, and all these other characters. And then she has an encounter with Harvey Dent, who's not Two-Face in this book yet. And hey, just get an opportunity to see a lot of what Harley does to get to the point. Oh, that's at the end. To try to get into the mind of these characters and try to extract like, okay, how do I restore the empathy back into these characters? And pharmaceutically, what is that? What is it going to take? But it does a really good job of showing that.
Wow, these are beautiful.
Yeah,
panels.
it shows a lot of different shades of Harley, and there's moments where she even calls out herself, where she's like, "I really shouldn't feel this way about this character. Like, I shouldn't feel this way about the Joker." And this is how all these scenarios start. These bad relationships, they always start with good intentions. And so you get an understanding that the Harley Quinn who narrates this is very much aware of the fact that she's been really corrupted by the Joker.
I'll pick this up.
Yeah, and I like the fact that the book addresses that right in the beginning. In the first 3 pages,
Yeah.
It does a really good job of just telling you, like, I know that this relationship I've had with the Joker for this extended amount of time has been really bad and awful.
Dang.
And then it goes
That's
sort of
cool.
into like the psychology of how, and I think it'll be continued on in chapters 2 and 3 and so forth, of how the Joker really corrupted her. But it was a good setup.
I gotta say, I like this art a lot.
The art's
I
cool.
didn't from the cover. Usually, oh, that's a sick panel.
Yeah, so
I
there-
gotta show this off.
So there's a moment where Joker basically Joker basically puts his gun at her and he's about to kill her, or Harley thinks, and she's just seeing sort of her life flash before her eyes. It's really, really cool.
Dang.
And she talks about the good and the bad decisions that she's made. One of the bad decisions is she had an affair with a professor at the school. So, she's had a little bit of like a past where people have assumed a lot of things about her, but her intentions have always been really, really good. So it's good.
This
I really
art
enjoyed
is
the book.
so good. Usually, I feel like I sometimes with the black label titles, I'm not a big fan of the art. Like, it's just like kind of grotesque. Zach loves grotesque stuff. I'm not a big fan of like the grotesque.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So far, this book has not had anything grotesque in it at all.
Yeah. Who's the artist on this?
It's the writer. The writer is also the artist on it. I forget his step on something. I forget the name.
Oh my gosh! Look at
Yeah,
that.
there's some really cool stuff.
Look at that panel.
Subject.
Subject.
Yeah.
Sweet. Did you just pick this up?
No.
I did pick it up. Yeah.
Look how this. Look at these panels.
Got you.
I haven't looked at it yet.
It's
My
good.
gosh.
Camera, but
It's
yeah.
good.
I'm a big fan of. I'm a big fan of anything involving Harley and Ivy, and Ivy was on the cover, so I'm like, cool, I'm getting this.
I won't
really
spoil
excited
anything.
for this.
Anything more?
Oh, did you not see? I don't think I showed that off.
It just seemed like worth checking out.
Yeah. So these are the first 3 pages where you get to like an insight into like this is her sort of explaining, giving you context as to like her relationship with Joker and how everything everything bad can start with good intentions, and then it just like you get a full view of like how their relationship has really poisoned her. But it's good.
That's sick.
I liked it a lot.
Well, I'm gonna check it out. Like I said, wasn't really into it. I'm not a big fan of the black label stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna pass.
So far,
But
it hasn't gone into like that grotesque territory.
Yeah.
It seems like it's very much like a more adult.
Did Damned end?
Exploration.
I feel like
I don't know.
there was only 3 books. Did the 3rd book come out? Because I must have
Maybe?
missed it.
Maybe.
That one was okay.
Yeah.
I didn't care too much.
I haven't read it yet. I
Yeah.
gotta go back and read it.
Yeah.
That artist, by the way, Stefan Stepchak, did Run on Rat Queens. So just
Oh, there you go.
heck yeah.
Rat Queens starting tonight, 7 p.m. Pacific time.
Boom, there you
There
go.
you go. Dang. We've come full circle. We ascend. Ah!
Oh my god. Matt just takes off.
I just get stuck on the roof.
I know.
Oh.
And then I read Age of Resistance, Kylo Ren.
Oh, how was that? I know you've been keeping up with that. I was following the Star Wars stuff for like the first 35 issues,
Yeah.
and then I just stopped because at the time I couldn't really afford it.
Yeah. Picking and choosing.
Yeah, so
That's one
but I'd
should.
like to get back
That's
into
one
it.
would. I have been really hit and miss with these Age of Resistance books. I thought the Rey one was really weird.
Yeah.
It takes place like on the way to meet Luke Skywalker, and I'm like, the movie just got straight to Luke. Not that it's a bad thing to like explore and try to do something new. I just wasn't really that into it.
Yeah.
I thought the one with Rose Tico was really good. It gave you a lot of context and backstory on her character and her relationship with her parents and her sister, more importantly, and how they sort of join the Resistance. I thought that was really, really cool. This Kylo Ren book, it's okay. I think it tries a little too hard to convince the audience that like Kylo Ren is trying to follow in the footsteps of Darth Vader. Like, we get it. I think the movies have done a really good job of exploring that.
We get a little bit more of that. That swallow.
That's swole chest. This one-off story is basically Kylo Ren trying to retake a planet and a people that Darth Vader once tried to take over and didn't necessarily succeed. And spoilers, Kylo succeeds, but it doesn't lead to anything.
Yeah.
It was just kind of like, oh, it's a random one-off where Kylo Ren does something better than Vader does, and you're like, okay, but why do I care?
Yeah, I even tried to read like the Poe Dameron run and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I just find them they're not clicking with me.
Yeah.
The original Star Wars ones, the long going Jason Aaron one is just, I think they're really well done.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because it's Jason Aaron writing it.
Probably.
But I'd like to see. It would be cool if we had a little bit more care. If the ones dealing with these newer characters got the same treatment, because I like these characters, but I just don't. I think they'd be coming up short.
I think if you're gonna do these like very limited one-off Age of Resistance, like any of these sort of like one-off runs, I think you need to do something that adds to the movies, kind of honestly.
Yeah.
Because if it doesn't, why would I care?
Yeah.
And that's what I think the Rose Tico story does really well. It gives you more context, so when you see The Last Jedi, you have a better understanding of who that character is.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the comic book is kind of told from the perspective of like, oh, it's like right before The Last Jedi. Mm-hmm. So you care because now you go into The Last Jedi and you're like, okay, cool, I have a little more understanding who this character is. With this is not going to play into Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
I don't think. I don't think
so.
So I don't know. They're weird. They're weird choices for one-off stories.
Yeah, I'm with you.
That's
on
just
that.
my opinion.
Something else I picked up today was Ghost Spider, issue 2, which is the renumbering of Spider-Gwen. And she's now going by Ghost Spider, which is awesome. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
I really like the annual of it. We talked about that last week, and I really like this run. Right now she's like doing this thing where she's jumping to our world to go to school. She's doing university here, and then and jumping back to her realm to like patrol and stuff like that.
Interesting.
And in our world right now, there's the Jackal is kind of like the big bad for her right now in this run, in this arc, and she's like, oh, Gwen Stacy's here. Ooh, perfect. And then he's scheming something, and it works at the university that she's attending. So we'll see what happens, but I'm really digging it.
Interesting.
I've always been. I really like how they've taken care of Spider-Gwen, now Ghost Spider, and I'm looking forward to the rest of this run.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm looking at my thing too, because I'm like, I know I picked up stuff that you guys didn't pick up as well.
Yeah, because Zach again likes to pick up a lot of indies. And a lot of stuff that he likes, which is cool. I didn't get a chance to read a lot of these ones.
Yeah, let's just show the ones that we didn't get to read yet that Zach picked up. So there's Relics of Youth #1.
Yeah, didn't you say you read this?
I didn't read this one.
Oh,
No.
there was one of these indies that you did read though, right?
Yeah. I think it's a little lower down.
Oh, okay, cool.
Didn't pick up Safe Sex #1. That looks pretty fun. This looks like a Zach book.
Yeah.
Resident #3. Spooky. Paper Girls Volume 6.
He loves Paper Girls.
I'm not caught up on Paper Girls, but I think it's a great.
Yeah, everyone that I've talked to who's read it has really, really dug that book.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm picking them up by like the hardcovers. So there's two. I have two, and I think they're about to release the third one. So yeah, I think it's great. Pretty Violent number 2. This kind of looks like Welcome to Fairyland a little bit, but it's not. And Powers of X. Should we just get into this, or you want to save that for last?
I mean, you read the whole thing.
I did, and it's a lot of like.
Zach called me and told me there's a lot of dialogue.
It's a lot to
and
digest.
He was
I need
not
to reread
kidding.
it. I need to reread it.
Yeah.
And what I picked up from it, because I was reading it while Katie was watching TV, and I don't think that was a good idea. Because you gotta pay attention really hard on this one. But basically, gosh, like, what happened in this issue? I know that they offered Emma Stone, Xavier.
Emma Stone?
Emma. Oh my gosh.
Hell yeah. Emma Frost?
Emma Frost. They offered Emma Frost, they want her to come and like.
To like basically lead a mutant government. More or less.
Exactly. They want to establish like a government.
Yeah.
And she said she'll do it basically, but she wants 2 more people to join her. I don't know who that is. I'm assuming it's like Mystique and maybe Sabretooth or something.
Maybe.
But we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know. So that happened. And then we find out a little bit more about what's about Cerebro in the one of the timelines.
So I didn't get to finish, but it was kind of nuts to read that when Charles wants to make a new copy basically of a person, it's like a 3-day ordeal.
Yeah.
And he can.
That was fascinating.
You cannot disturb Cerebro or him.
And he had to maintain focus.
Like how? For 3 goddamn days.
And there was something else that he does that only he's been able to do. Where what was it? What the heck was it? It was something that has to do with his mind and body. Something crazy. I gotta reread it, dude. I missed a lot of details. There was a lot to digest, and we find out at the end that I think it said like Cerebro's gonna blow up or something like that.
What?
It's a lot to digest. I had to reread it. I did not pay attention nearly as much as I should have.
Part of me, you know what we should have done? We should have just read it.
Oh, together.
On stream.
Oh, that's a good idea.
But we only have 15 minutes. I don't think we're going to get to it.
Yeah. But I'm going to reread it. It was a lot to digest.
Well, I think, too, the interesting thing about Powers of 10, more so than House of X, is I've just continued to be impressed with how well it's able to juggle multiple timelines in one book that is, like, at most 25 pages.
Yeah.
I feel like any other comics that I've read that try to tackle multiple timelines in a single book, they have not done a really good job of keeping it clear.
Yeah.
And as expositional and jam-packed as Powers of 10 can be, it does an incredible job of making it clear where you are.
Right.
And within all of those timelines, it's jam-packed with information.
Yeah. It's like so much.
Yeah.
I find that overall, the Powers of 10 run is a little more harder to follow than House of
100%. That's at least how I feel too.
Yeah.
Whereas with House of X,
it's like straight sci-fi. Like what? So
yeah. And like for me, I tend to read Powers of 10 last.
Yeah.
And now, because it was on a break, I think it was like on a 2-week break, and we got 2 House of X issues.
Yeah.
Now going back to, I'm like, okay, cool. Powers of 10 is like the first thing I need to read.
Yeah.
Not the last.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I feel like I'm going to need the extra hours to kind of digest and think about, like, what the hell just happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, I mean, it's still a great run, but definitely just from reading the first, like, 10 pages, I was like, dude, there's a lot.
Yeah.
And the description about Cerebro and how it hard copies people and how it keeps copies of like everything.
Yeah.
And how Charles wants to make backups of a backup of like 5 backups basically to have like 3 spares and 1 just in case something goes wrong. I'm like, this is so much information. It's really overwhelming.
It's good though. It's really good.
I mean,
I gotta rewatch it.
I think that's how you maintain depth in this world.
Yeah.
Is you set up a lot and you put out a lot of like big ideas and big possibilities.
Yeah.
And then you just let the next person sort of run with it wherever they go.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think that's the only thing that maybe has me a little bit worried about this X-Men book. I feel like the setup has been so incredibly strong. Can you keep it up?
Yeah. That's a good question.
Like whoever takes it over, can you keep it up?
They got a huge shoes to fill.
Yeah.
They got a big responsibility.
I know. It's
What's
crazy.
up, dude? What's going on?
Oh. Yeah, it's kind of wild. Like, I think that's going to be the hardest job of whoever takes this over. Is like, it's got to maintain the quality.
Yeah.
Hello.
Dude, your bat dress is super dope.
I got bat earrings.
You know Halloween's for another month, right?
It's fall. Are you drinking the pumpkin spice
Cold brew?
Oh my gosh,
Oh.
that thing is the bomb.
I had to slowly sip it because it's too sweet otherwise.
It is very sweet.
It's very good.
It actually has less calories than
It
the
does.
regular
That's true.
pumpkin spice latte.
It's also cheaper. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This has turned into a ad for
Pumpkin.
Starbucks,
Pumpkin
Lucha
spice,
Libre,
pumpkin.
Lolitas, Halloween. My God.
Yeah, man. Hey, did you pick up Mario Kart?
No, I haven't.
Ah, it's fun. It's Mario Kart on your phone.
I'll play it later.
It's the steering's kind of weird because Mario Kart Tour came out today, and on your phone you can download it. This is Mario Kart on your phone. It's fun.
Nintendo keeps rolling out mobile games. It's really interesting. I'm curious to see how fast this one gets paywalled. I feel like Animal Crossing got paywalled pretty
It did.
fast.
This one you don't pay to race. You pay. It's the unlocks. You pay for the unlocks.
Okay.
So if you want new characters or whatever, but I don't think that I didn't notice a difference in terms of speed and stuff like that. Like it still comes down to your skill.
Okay.
So that's why I dug about
That's
it.
good.
It doesn't
I dig
feel like
that.
you're paying to win. You just gotta be good, dude.
Yeah.
I'm getting 200
Being
cc.
a good gamer.
Yeah. It's, but it's kind of hard because it's just it's auto going and you just steer by drifting.
Oh, got it. Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right.
Are you gonna make a commitment to be on screen or not? Because you're like
I
halfway
know.
in and halfway out.
I'm like that's
Just
that's
make a
how I feel
commitment.
in life. I'm like.
You're like Malika. Malika will drop bombs, and Zach's like, either be on or be off.
I love that call earlier. I was listening in earlier in my car.
Which one?
Zach,
Zach calling in live to the show.
an asshole. You better bring back some burritos.
Yeah, man. Well, should we move on for Powers of 10?
Yeah.
I think we gotta reread it
Yeah.
and talk about it next week.
Well, not only that, it's like part of it is also like Zach is deeply, deeply passionate about this book,
Yeah.
and I really like it. I'll be honest, like Space Bandits is still my number one.
Yeah.
I like it more than X-Men.
I will check that out.
Yeah.
I need to read that.
I really like it. What else did you read?
So this week, Action Comics 10th issue number 1015 came
They
out.
brought in Naomi, right?
Yes, right. So Brian Michael Bendis has been he took over the mantle of writing for Superman, Action Comics, and a bunch of other stuff. Young Justice. He's kind of dominating the DC universe right now. He introduced a new character. There's a limited series run that was out, and I wish they had extended it. I thought it was going to be longer, but it's only like 6 issues, and it's Naomi number 1. Or Naomi, which is the new character. This is major spoilers. If you have not read Naomi, I don't think you should read this issue of Action Comics until you read Naomi, because the payoff is really, really cool to see her with Superman and stuff like that. And this takes place right after Naomi number 6. So she just gets her powers. She just finds out her origin. She finds out, and she literally goes to Metropolis to ask Superman for help. And we get some really, really great scenes in this, man. Like Superman helps her and takes her to the Watchtower, and she's like, I know a guy Batman comes in and helps out, and they have this really nice moment because Naomi's parents were killed. And it's like, my parents were killed, and Batman's like,
We're the same.
I was like, we're the same. And then she's like, does it ever go away? And he's like,
Never.
And he's like, no. And then she goes, and it's like, it just shows his mouth, and it's like grim, and then she goes, good. And then you see Batman smile a little bit. I'm like, oh, that's so great. But then even with Superman, she has this moment because she's like, I'm adopted. I'm from another planet.
Oh,
and they have this
shit.
really sweet moment too of talking about they relate so hard, and they thought it was so special that she came to him.
Look at this asshole grinning.
Yeah, you see
Look
that?
at him.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
son of a bitch.
I really like this character. She has a new power source that no one knows about. They're trying to figure out what it is. And in the meantime, the event Leviathan's still going on, and Superman's trying to go stop
No
this new
spoilers.
this one character whose name I think is Red Mist, if I recall. And Naomi's gonna have to step up. I really dig it. I think it was such worth to see her go from the original,
Yeah.
the launch of her, to having no powers, to figuring out who she was and all this stuff, to seeing where she is now. It's just so fun.
You really talked up Naomi a lot to me, and I was really excited to read it. I need to go back, and I need to just read it, period, because I want to read this. And
Yeah.
to see this character now fully integrated into the DC universe is rad. And I want to follow it.
Oh, and sorry, they don't go to the Watchtower. They go to the Hall of Justice.
Hall of Justice,
because and then she meets like the Wonder Twins and stuff like
Really?
that. And they're all so supportive of her.
Yeah.
And because she came to them,
That's
and
cool.
with Red Mist, like Superman's like, look, we just met someone. Like we're helping her now. We can help you. And like she's like, no, So it's great.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, the audio skips when we go over to the. Sorry.
Shit happens.
I'm really into that. So, really enjoying it. Can't wait for the next issue. Yeah. And then what else did we read, dude? Well, there was another indie comic that I picked up called Ether. I think you picked it up as well. I don't like Faithless. I know Zach kind of likes it. I don't like Faithless. I think it's Brian Azzarello just like doing gross stuff.
Blah.
Yeah. So this is Ether by Matt Kint from the band MGMT. This is his comic, and so far from the first issue, I like the world. I think the world's really cool. It's a fantasy world, and it's we've established like these gods. There's like these 7 gods who are all kind of surviving, and like they're in their own torture. But like one of the characters that the main character talks to is like, but they're surviving, so they're winning. And there's one god that isn't around. You know what I mean? We don't know what that means. But one of these guys' kids goes missing, so it's up to this guy to like go and like find her.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it's audio is probably going to skip out, but I just want people to get a sense of this artwork because it's really cool looking.
Yeah, I dig it. I dig the artwork a lot, and
Whoa.
that's them talking about the different like gods and stuff like that. See, like it's like they're in those forms of torture, but they're surviving, kind of a thing. It's like a mystery in this world. So like it gets to it. I'd like to read this. I think it'd be better read in a volume because it's a lot of just exposition of the world and less about who we're dealing with as like who are these characters. Like why do I care about this guy? I don't really know much about him. For me, that works in like if it was like in a trade. But I think if you're going to drop in new characters in a single issue, I'd like to know who I'm rooting for.
Interesting.
That's me. But
yeah.
I think it's cool. I think I will wait for the trade though because I think it will flow better in trade paperback form.
Yeah, and I know Zach and I have talked about it a lot. How there's certain books that like, while you can read them issue to issue, they move so much better.
Yeah.
When you have the opportunity to just like read them as one.
Yeah, exactly.
And
I don't know if you guys picked this up. Did you pick up Superman, Batman crossover? Yeah, Batman Superman #2. I didn't read this, but if you guys don't know what's going on here,
spoilers.
Major spoilers ahead. Speaking of trade paperbacks, I think you guys should go read the Batman Who Laughs trade. That's the 5-issue miniseries about the Batman Who Laughs, who in the DC Metal crossover, we have this Batman from an alternate universe who is Bruce Wayne, who when the Joker dies, he released like this toxin that made him made Bruce Wayne turn into the Joker, and he is the Batman.
Literally a fused version of Batman and Joker.
Yeah. So the Batman Who Laughs-ish comic, it's all about like, Batman's trying to stop the Batman Who Laughs, but the Batman Who Laughs like, I am you. Look. He's like, I'm not trying to kill you. I'm trying to end this and make you into me, so we can end all of this. So he's just trying to turn Batman into like the Batman Who Laughs. And he's like, I know you. You think you know the city? I know the city inside and out. Like I am you. I'm like, oh dang. And at the end of that miniseries, and this is a spoiler if you haven't, basically a toxin has been released into Gotham that has. A toxin has been released into Gotham that as some people have inhaled it. We don't know who who has inhaled the Joker toxin. So that's where it leads into Batman, Superman. That's what's happening in this comic book. At the end of #1, Batman and Superman are trying to save this kid who's like trapped in a building, and they get there.
Come to find out,
it's Billy Batson, who has like the Joker like smile, and then goes Shazam! And he's like, oh crap, and that's where
shit, shit, not Shazam, oh shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn these lights on really quick.
The Batman Who Laughs is really cumbersome. Can we call him the Bat Joker? I guess so. Yeah. Have a good show.
Hey.
But yeah. Anyways, like I wasn't sure about this character at first, Adam, but like I'm into it. I'm like really into it now. I think he's a great villain now.
Yeah.
I think he's fun. Yeah. Anyone else reading it? A Smile Bat.
Smile Bat.
Yeah, I'm really into it.
Just call him Bat Grin.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing is that Batman's. I forgot about that. At the end of the Batman Who Laughs run, Batman's eyes are like red and like.
Really?
Yeah, I think he like has it in him, but he's trying to like fight it.
Everyone's just getting jacked up.
Yeah, man.
Is basically what it comes down to.
Yeah.
What else did you pick up on this list?
I think I got that was Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I'm not reading Absolute Carnage, so it's like a big tie into that. But it was a little confusing. I read it and I'm like, is this a flash forward or a flashback? Because it's all about this new villain, and that Nick Spencer's been building up to is like the Centipede villain. He's like talking to Norman Osborn, who's locked up in like a mental facility, and then it cuts. I don't know if it's a flash forward or flashback. I think when the Centipede guy, I think that's like the present. I don't really know. It's hard to tell. But he's talking to Norman Osborn, and I know in Absolute Carnage, Norman Osborn is wearing the Carnage symbiote as the Red Goblin again, and like he's beating the crap out of Spider-Man, and yeah, that's basically the issue. So I don't know if it seems like he's talking to like present, like this has been resolved, the Absolute Carnage has been resolved, and he's talking to Norman now, but I'm not sure. I might have missed it. It might have been like a small thing, but like I said, present. But that's what this issue is. Gotcha. Yeah, I need to read Absolute Carnage. I hear it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Donny Cates.
I need to read more Marvel stuff. This is part of the reason. This is the Venn diagram. This goes back to the Venn diagram of like Marvel, DC, indie stuff, and then like a little piece in the middle there where like we all read sort of the same stuff.
Yeah, man.
Lucas, you okay? Ready to party, Lucas? Yeah. Lucas is like, I just want to go home. I don't blame you, Lucas. I want to go home too. Wait, I live here. Yeah. So I mean, it was kind of a. I'm the type of person that when there's a certain comic book or a certain run that I really, really like, I get super, super into it. Yeah. And everything else is kind of like a week to week. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. Even with some of the stuff that I've been reading, kind of like not full runs, but even on the weekly basis, like when Flash 70 something comes out, I'm like, I don't know if I'm necessarily like into this. But then there's like certain comics that come out that I'm like, oh man, like the Blade Runner comic or anything else. I'm like, oh man, this is so fun. It's so hard with comics because they produce so many issues, and there really isn't like a place where you can just kind of jump in.
Yeah, and like it's harder with comics. Like, you know, I don't know if you guys talk like manga, but like I read, you know, like Shonen. No, I read like weekly Shonen Jump. But like what I like about that is that it's one coherent story. So like you can start at the beginning and get like, I mean, granted, so are comics, but it's less like jumping around like, oh, so here's My Hero Academia, but then here's My Hero Academia, you know, whatever. Yeah. Here's it's like
it's like Batman has like 5-7 books or something.
Yeah. So like it's easier to follow. And if y'all are reading My Hero Academia right now, don't want to say anything. All I know is, dang, Shigaraki is looking really spooky. So that's all I'm gonna say about that.
I don't know what any of that means.
I know. And One Piece, I'm not gonna say anything, but like, I don't know how he's gonna take out Kaido. Anyways, he seems pretty weak.
That's just all gibberish to me at this point.
Yeah.
So we have like 5 minutes left, really, before we jump over to Rat Queens. I guess we can just take questions from the chat room.
Yeah, let's do it.
Might as well.
Yeah, you keep an eye on that. I'll keep an eye on
this. I will. Anything like, and I would love to know like what other people are reading, because for us we mostly stick to stuff that like we know really, really well. Zach sticks to a lot of Marvel stuff. I stick to a lot of.
Did Kaiju just knock over your chef poster? It's okay, right? Oh, dude, don't look. I'm just kidding.
Kaiju, you had one job.
He kicked the ball into it.
How could you blame him?
Did he kick the ball into it?
He's like, fuck this movie. Wait, John Leguizamo's in it?
Dude, you gotta go see this movie.
Oh, I guess I do.
It's about being happy and doing what you love. Me too. Yeah.
Kaiju looked at the poster and just walked away. He's like, nope, I'm not gonna mess with this.
Yeah.
My bad.
But yeah, I guess we'll just take some questions until Rat Queens. Woo! Let's do this. Okay, Adam and Matt, from Max and Robin. What is a comic that you can still remember till this day? I got one.
Yeah.
Honestly, Green Lantern number 18 of the New 52, which is the last issue of Jeff Johns' run. I love how he wrapped it up. He wrapped up the version that he saw of Hal Jordan's story and everyone's story in the Corps ending. And there's this really amazing moment in it where Hal Jordan goes to Sinestro, who was taking the form of, who's like controlling Parallax, right? He's at the end of this battle. He's like, Sinestro, like, were we ever like friends? And Sinestro, as he leaves, he turns to Hal, is like, that's the tragedy of it all, Jordan. Hal, we'll always be friends. And he flies away. I'm like, ah!
Peace, motherfucker!
I love it.
Mine is the DC Annual of Superman, The Man Who Has Everything.
Oh, yeah.
By Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons. My first comic book that I ever owned, it's a graphic novel. It's The Greatest Superman Stories Ever Told.
Yeah.
And that story is in there. And the thing that I really loved about it was it has Superman, it has Batman and Robin and Wonder Woman. And then it's an exploration of Krypton and like, what if Krypton survived? And if Kal-El, grew up on Krypton and all that sort of stuff. It's fascinating. And I was like 4 or 3 when I got that book, so it was a little like over my head at that age. But I just really remember the imagery of what Superman saw, and then Wonder Woman fighting Mongol, and Batman and Robin trying to fight him, and then Batman getting the what is it? I forget what that thing is called. It was on Supergirl too. The parasite, basically.
Oh, right.
Where it gives you all those visions, and then like Bruce reliving the murder of his parents and all that. It was like that was the first thing that I saw. I remember seeing as a kid that I was like, oh crap, these are my favorite heroes, and they're like in a weird situation where they're being beat up. Like Wonder Woman takes a beating from Mongol, and then seeing these two characters go through these like alternate histories was really, really crazy. Yeah. That was like a really good issue that I loved.
You know what my favorite Christmas one shot is? It's Jeff Johns again. It's his Green Lantern Larfleeze Christmas special, where it's Hal Jordan trying to teach Larfleeze, who's the orange agent, who's he's got his avarice, right? Trying to teach him the meaning of Christmas.
What?
It's great. Highly recommend it. You can find it on like eBay for like $5. And it's so good. It's such a good issue, dude.
Really?
It's so funny. I love it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And then they made it into a Justice League Unlimited episode, and it was on Supergirl too. It was They basically took the same concept and idea and adapted to Supergirl. From Ronan Unchained, Matt, have you read Barrier and Border Town? If so, what do you think of the books?
Barrier and Border Towns. Oh, I haven't heard of Barrier. Haven't heard of Border Towns. I need to read those. I will add those to my list. Thanks for the recommendation, man.
There you go.
I hear Zach. Does Zach read Barrier?
I don't know.
He did.
I don't know. Oh, I think the name of the planet is Black Mercy. I think you're right. Yeah. Anything from the chat?
Yeah.
From Twitch?
I saw something. Where is it? Oh, Deca says, comics or manga, who's your favorite world builder? I guess I'll start on manga side.
Sure.
I honestly really love Ichiro Oda's world building in One Piece because he's still building out that world, and I think like not only does he build out like these it's about pirates, and there's so many different islands of like here's a haunt, like a spooky island, and here's like he's like not only that, he adds all these characters that are so fleshed out that all have significance down the line. They're not just like minor characters. They all play like that whale that they ran into in like chapter 60. Oh, now he's gonna be a key player in like this new character's memory that he's in chapter 600 something. Like that's how good Oda is. It all like everything has a purpose, and that's why I love One Piece. I know it's a big deep dive. There's about 860 something chapters. But it's so rewarding. I think it's so good. I love. Yeah.
That's a good question. I mean, again, this is the most comics I've read since we started this show. I would say I really enjoyed I've actually really liked that Blade Runner comic book.
Oh, that's all real.
And I know that it's it's building on a universe that's already kind of been established from both movies, I guess. But I like I don't think I would like it as much if it was Blade Runner closer to 2049. I like the fact that it takes place closer to the first movie.
Yeah.
to me, like that's kind of a little bit more exciting. I like that element a lot because I think the movie hits like a very certain. It's a very specific story.
Yeah.
The comic book has an opportunity to build that out. And to me, like that's the world building that I love within a universe that is established, but has only really tapped into like a very specific thing.
Dude, have you read Saga?
I haven't.
It's like my favorite, and Saga, like another world building that I love. I love the world in Saga.
Mm-hmm.
It is so fleshed out, so cool. We know all these backgrounds, like of how these two species hit each other. There's like this royalty, like TV robot princes. Like it's such a great immersive world.
Mm-hmm.
I love it so much. Also, Scotty Young's. We talked about this last week, I think. Middle West. I love what Scotty Young does and what he's doing with Middle West. It's so colorful. It's so distinct. It's very, very clear what he's trying to do. I don't know. It's beautiful. I love that too.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
You should read Saga.
I know. There's a lot of stuff that I should read. I have to get through Jason Aaron's Thor run before anything. Otherwise, Zach will put me on the street. I don't know.
Yeah.
But guys, that's going to wrap it up for us. Matt, thank you so much for being here.
Dude, it was my pleasure.
Thank you so much for helping me fill 2 hours of time.
Yeah, we did it easily. That was like, I feel like we can still go for another 3 hours, man.
Know.
Holy crap.
We'll just spend another 45 minutes talking to Zach about burritos that he's eating.
Exactly,
Bastard. But guys, but stay tuned. If you're on YouTube, jump over to twitch.tv/hyperrpg. We're about to go live with our official Rat Queens RPG. If you're a fan of the comic book or if you're a fan of the property, this is the official Rat Queens RPG. And we have an amazing crew of ladies downstairs who are about to perform an amazing show. So check that out, twitch.tv/hyperrpg. If you're already on Twitch, stay tuned. We will be right back. Bye-bye.
Bye.